This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
No way.
From the Sonosi 1K studios of Arizona, Khamzat Chimaev promises to smash at UFC 273. Aljo looking shredded. And we've got Matt Frevola live with the MMA-Holes. How you doing, friends? Welcome to the MMA-Holes Wednesday show. My head is spinning as my baby's fingers got stuck in a door and technical difficulties, the whole deal. Matt Frevola will be live with us tonight. This is a very exciting night because I've been meaning to have him on. 9-3-1 fighter, UFC fighter, to talk about a little UFC 273, his future, his call out, the whole deal over here. And tonight we're going to get down and dirty with our picks. We're going to get down and dirty with our bets. We're going to get down and dirty with our UFC 273 conversation. So let's get it popping over here on the MMA-Holes. Let's get it started. Let's get the steamroller. What the fuck is wrong with me tonight? The steamroller, Matt Frevola on the MMA-Holes. Let's go, baby.
What up?
How you doing, Matt? This is going to be a weird night. I don't know what's going on in my head tonight, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay. So first off, I'm very happy to have you on tonight. We actually found out about you through the Manimal. I don't know is the Manimal still over there at Law MMA?
Oh, yeah, the legend of the Manimal. That's how I refer to him. That guy's a legend.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, we had the pleasure of doing some stuff at Triton Fights back in the day on Long Island, and we ran into Ray Longo over there. It was nice enough for him to invite us over to the gym and do his podcast when he was still dating the Manimal, and he introduced us to the Manimal, and we hit it off. The guy's a bigger than life personality, and I saw that you were doing some training with him over on the summer and stuff like that. You guys still doing that stuff?
Oh, yeah, we do these Manimal training camps at my house, and we always crush it. Like, I live right on the water in Long Island, so we work out all day, and then the Manimal grills up some steaks after we do like 3 workouts. We jump in the water, we grill. It's a great day of training, and we're doing another one actually May 15th, so it's coming up.
It's very exciting. I see you put on a good little camp over there and training, the whole deal. That is at your house, you're saying?
Yep. I live like right on the water in Huntington, New York, Long Island, and it's a perfect summer spot.
Do you keep the Manimal in a cage in the yard, or you set him free afterwards?
No, we set him free. We set him out on everyone who comes, so they all experience the full Manimal. I
want to give you a congratulations on your last win. You bounced back beautifully. You must feel better than ever right now against a tough guy. How are you feeling these days? I see it looks like you got a little damage on the face. You had a little fun at the gym today?
Yeah, my face gets mashed in a little bit at jiu-jitsu. At some good pressure at Sarah BJJ. Training's going good. I'm feeling back in shape again, and I'm ready for a big fight, hopefully this summer.
Speaking of big fight, we put a little wig on you in the thumbnail because I'm excited about this. If this ever was to come to fruition, Paddy Pimblett, when you did that call out, I'm going to play it actually right now, but when you did the Paddy Pimblett call out, this seems like a perfect matchup. Like when I just started rolling it around in my head, Paddy Pimblett, who's a guy who has a couple of fights in the UFC, but has this big, momentum And here you are in an interesting spot, bouncing back, but you got a little time under your belt. How did this come about?
You know, I've actually been watching him since his Cage Warrior days. And I knew when he got signed to the UFC that he was going to have a lot of hype. And, you know, there's no one better to derail another hype train than your boy, the Steamroller. You know, the fight makes sense, and we're going to get it.
I'm going to play this video right now on your IG. Go follow him, Steamroller, Frevola _MMA. Here, let's get this a little closer over here. And here we go. There it is. Okay, here it is.
Here with the Steamroller, Matt Frevola. Matt, coming off of a historic performance, record-breaking performance in your last fight. The question on everybody's mind, what's next for you?
You got the audio over there?
Yeah, it's coming in a little bit low.
I want the Scouser. Patty cakes. People say you need to step up in competition. I agree. We could do it in Liverpool. We could do it here. We could do it anywhere. You say that Scousers can't get knocked out? I'm going to put that to the test. Let's go, Helmet. Time to strap up. I'm going to see you at Barstool HQ soon enough. Let's go.
Love it, love it. Oh, my God. How could you not be fired up? Now, whose hair was that you put on your head? Whose wig was that?
One of my buddies from the gym actually just grabbed it. Yeah, you know, once he had a great submission win, and you know, he's got so much hype, and the fight makes sense. So we were like, yeah, you know, we got to call this guy out. We got to, you know, get people talking about this, and you know, both of us are exciting fighters, but he's never fought, you know, someone like me. You know, I plan on beating him everywhere. You know, beating him on the feet, beating him on the ground in the wrestling, and I think it's going to be a great fight, and I'm going to derail another hype train. You know, that's what I do.
I really love this matchup. I see in the chat someone says Dana won't let Paddy fight Matt. And I have a feeling that there might be some people out there saying, hey, pump the brakes. Matt might be more to bite than he chew. What's the terminology? I don't know what I'm talking about. But maybe too much to handle.
Yeah, you know, that's what they're always going to say that. But, you know, he needs a step up in competition. And I think that's what I'm hearing as well. And, you know, I'm 4-3 in the UFC. You know, I think I'm that right step up in competition to really test him. You know, he's got all this hype. He needs to fight someone with more experience and someone better to really test him. And I think that I'm the perfect fight. And, you know, if he wants a co-main event in London, they can't just give him some UFC debut or bum. I think that's me right here. You know, I'll go to London. I'll fight him in the co-main event. You know, we'll sell it out and we'll put on a banger fight and I'll finish him.
There is no way that fight would suck. Zero chance that fight would suck. I mean, that sounds like an amazing scrap. And when I was looking at your resume, refreshing my memory, the people that you've lost to, we're talking about up-and-coming people. We're talking about Terrence McKinney. We're talking about Arman Sarukian. These two are actual savages. And I do want to get into those stories quickly, but it kind of makes sense, right? You have guys on your resume that are up-and-coming prospects. Why not feed them to the Frevola?
Yeah, you know, I think I already got my manager on it, talking with the UFC to get us this fight, and it sounded like they want to wait till they go back to London for Paddy, and I'm hoping that it's not. You know, I'm hoping August at latest because, you know, I'm trying to still fight 3 times this year. But this Paddy fight is such a big fight, and he's got so much hype right now. You know, I would wait till August for this fight. And you know, I really would love to go to London. You know, that's one of the reasons why I love fighting is I love, like, traveling the world and fighting people from all over the world. So going out to London to fight Paddy would be awesome.
You've been to Abu Dhabi. You've been all over the place, and also you've been. This is actually kind of crazy. I was doing a little research, and you went to Thailand as well.
Yeah. I've been out there 3 times. I love going out there and training. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
You've, I'm sure you faced some interesting characters over there. Have you run into any ladyboys in Thailand?
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you're out on at the partying at night, you just gotta look for that Adam's apple. But they, they're sneaky.
Yes, they do it very well over there. I noticed that they're actually good looking. I don't know what you want to say. What's the right terminology? But I was also doing some digging as well, and I can't believe I just stumbled across this now. This is freaking amazing. I'm going to take it back to when you were in the Contender Series, back when Snoop Dogg was one of the color commentators for it, and I thought that was amazing when Snoop was doing that. Him and Uriah cracking jokes. Some people got offended. I think it was hilarious. What did you think of Snoop Dogg?
Oh, Snoop Dogg is a legend. He's the man. And being able to go back and watch one of my fights with him commentating is so awesome. That's like the main reason why I have UFC Fight Pass, is so I could go back and watch my fight with Snoop Dogg commentating. And he's just got all these one-liners. He's like, he's the steamroller, I'm the weed roller. And he's just he's the man, and he seems like he's a fight fan as well. And that was definitely a cool little thing that they had in that the first season of the Contender Series.
Yeah, what a way to enter into everyone's eyeballs with the UFC, the whole deal with Snoop Dogg in the doing the play-by-play. And I did stumble across this on your Twitter over here, where it looks like brother and dad are actually smoking with Snoop Dogg. I couldn't believe. I'm like, is this reality? Is this really happening over here? Let me slide this over here. Check this out, friends.
Yo, here we are, baby. Smoking with father. Yeah, man. And son.
Yeah, there's the cheese roller.
That's the son, and that's the father, and I am the
cheese roller and the bulldozer.
And that's Steamroller's twin brother. Yeah, the steamroller with the weed roller.
I love that, the steamroller with the weed roller. That is something. I bet your family, that's something you guys will be talking about forever, right?
Oh yeah, that was a pretty epic trip to Vegas. I had all my family, a bunch of my friends, and they let them in. That was the first season of the Contender Series, so it was in the old Ultimate Fighter gym, before they even had the Apex. So it was cool that I was able to get a fight in that old Ultimate Fighter gym, before they tore it down and built up the Apex. But then my dad went right up to Snoop and he was like, "Yo, Snoop, it's always been my bucket list to smoke some weed with you." And then before I even know it, I turn around, my dad's gone, and then my brother's gone. My brother followed him in there. I don't even know what I was doing. I'm always joking with him, like, I won the fight, and you guys got to smoke a blunt with Snoop Dogg.
That's amazing. That is amazing, seriously. And I mean, your brother must have been like, this is unbelievable. Like, so what's the relations, the family dynamic? It seems like everyone's super supportive of your career choice.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of fun with it. My dad's at every fight. He's actually coming down to Jacksonville with me tomorrow. We're going to watch Aljo shock the world in Jacksonville this weekend. My brother loves training. I actually got him a Rough and Rowdy fight, the Barstool Rough and Rowdy, and I trained him up for that. So he had one amateur boxing fight. He knocked out some dude from West Virginia in the first round. We have fun. It's a family thing, and I'm on this ride and I'm bringing everyone with me.
That is awesome, and it's amazing seeing that bounce back win. Just the look on your face when you got that win on your last fight. I mean, what was going through your mind? You get the finish, and I mean, your adrenaline must have been rushing. Everything must have been going crazy.
Oh yeah, there's no better feeling, when all the hard work pays off. And that fight was big for me. I was coming off that 2-fight skid. I knew it was do or die for me in the UFC with that fight, but I put in a great fight camp. I was 100% prepared, and that's the only way I know how to do it. I did it the only way I know how to prepare and step in there and fight, and it paid off.
Great stuff over here. And just looking at your resume, I mean, you've had a very impressive career, I should say. And then you run into the professionals, couple of fights in, and bang, here you are in the UFC. It's like it must have went so fast.
Yeah, it really did. It's crazy. I've had 7 fights in the UFC. I got to the UFC at 6-0. So I've had, more than half of my professional fights in the octagon, which is cool, and I think I'm really like starting to come into my own now. And I think you're about to see, my real run for the title now.
This is exciting to watch. I can't wait, and I hope this Paddy fight comes to fruition. I want to talk about Aljo. This is great stuff here. Here he is defending his belt. A lot of criticism, a lot of people. We've had fun with it as well. We've had the pleasure of having Aljo on 2 or 3 times. I can't remember how many, but he doesn't come on the show anymore. So if you want to slide him a message and be like, listen, we still love you, Aljo. We're just horsing around. The whole Jan situation, coming from a teammate's perspective here, how do you think Aljo has handled this in the lead up to the second fight?
Dude, I'm so excited. Aljo's a very analytical guy, and I really think he broke down every part of that last fight camp, every part of that last fight, and he's really gonna make the changes, make the improvements, and I think we're gonna see the best Aljamain Sterling that we've ever seen. He's a freak in the gym. He's so good everywhere. His jiu-jitsu is unreal. His wrestling, his MMA wrestling is top notch, and then his striking is unorthodox and effective. And I think even you watch the last fight with him and Jan, he was doing well those first 2 rounds, but his gas tank ran out and he started fading. And I think that's what he's been working on, and his gas tank is not. I mean, come on, look at this guy. He's ready to go. I was able to watch his last sparring session, and he did 5 5s with Marab and Bazooka, and he looked phenomenal, and I'm excited for him. I can't wait to be there.
It's gonna be. So, are you in the corner or no?
No, I'm going down Thursday. I'm actually going down to Tampa on Thursday, and then I'm going to meet up with Billy Q. We're going to get a little sparring session in Friday morning, and then we're going to drive out to Jacksonville, meet up with everyone.
There you go. And Billy Q, another one that's made a name for himself. I mean, he's been doing great, right?
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah, he's another fun guy to watch. I tell you what, man, you guys have a bunch of killers that you guys are training with. And with the Aljamain Sterling situation, I mean, I was all over Jan. I was like, man, I think Jan's going to do it again, blah, blah, blah. But, man, there is another fire that has been ignited here with Aljo. Not only his physique, but you can tell that he is really taking this one serious here. No pancakes before the fight, right? Because that was a big deal.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have his breakfast. He's gonna be well fueled. He got his neck fixed. I think that's big. This is like the most healthy he's felt. And he's ready. This is what Aljo's been. This is what we do. We've been doing this for 10 years. And I think it's all coming together for our whole team. And Aljo's gonna be shocking the world. This is what us Long Island guys do. We shock the world. Start with, Matt Serra, Chris Weidman, and next is going to be Aljamain Sterling.
Well, he's got the belt now. Now it's a matter of defending this thing. And like you were saying before about his analysis, just listening to his podcast, he's probably one of the best guys to listen to break down fights. It's really wild how deep he gets into it, how he looks at a fight, and hearing him talk about stuff like this, one of the more intelligent guys in the game, right? I mean, is he, out of all the guys you train with, is he the most focused when it comes to technique?
Oh yeah, he's a great coach too. He helps out everybody on the team. Even for all my fights, Aljo always gives me some notes of what he sees in the fights. He is very analytical and a very intelligent fighter, and he's got the weapons to use that. And I think that's what he's going to go out there and do.
Have you noticed if any of the internet trolling that went on ever got to him at any point?
No. I mean, there's so many it's really insane to me. I remember watching, the last fight, Aljo and Jan. I was in Vegas at Aljo's house. We were all watching, and then Jan hit him with that illegal knee. And I remember thinking oh man, that sucks. But hey, there's going to be an epic rematch, and Jan's going to is the perfect villain. He's this guy, he's this Russian guy, he did an illegal knee. he's the perfect villain. Everyone's gonna be all loving Aljo, wanting Aljo to defeat this villain, and then it ended up like flipping, and everyone thought Aljo was the villain. Everyone was giving Aljo shit, and I'm like, well, how is this happening? Like, Jan is the guy who does the illegal knee. I thought it was perfect, but either way, it's a great rivalry, and I'm really confident in Aljo.
Yeah, what I thought was the problem, and my co-host the same, was like at first it seemed like Aljamain was making a lot of excuses for everything, where he probably should have just went into the heel right away. Like, it was a lot of like, hey, this happened because of this, this, and this, and everyone was just kind of jumping on him, and then he went full heel, threw the belt over his shoulder and saying, oh, I'm the champ, deal with it. I think that's where the problem probably lies. Like, if he would have just went right from the beginning, Henry Cejudo style, say, fuck off, I'm the champ, come get this belt, I feel like he would have been received a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe, but Aljo's like we were saying, he's an analytical guy, and he's real. He's not gonna fake anything. He told people what he thought went wrong, what he's why he faded in that fight, and I think and then he eventually turned it into the heel, and he's getting a lot of attention for it, a lot of hate for it, but these guys are tuning in to watch, and I think that these guys are gonna all feel stupid once they see Aljo go out there and get it done.
He's got nothing. I mean, everyone's expecting him to lose. So if you think about it, I mean, he really has nothing to lose here. The belt wasn't supposed to be his. It was a freak thing, the whole deal. So even if he, I mean, knock on wood, loses this situation, it is what it is. If he wins, he could just flip the bird at the whole world. The high is so high for Aljamain Sterling right now, which makes this an incredibly fascinating fight. Has Aljo practiced hitting him with the knee? Maybe perhaps he gives a little taste of his own medicine?
No. Aljo's been reading the rule book and trying to make sure that Jan's reading his rule book.
There we go. I'm excited to see this fight. Let's get back on you, Mr. Frevola. You started in the game at what age?
I started jiu-jitsu when I was 19, about 19, yeah. But I wrestled in high school, and then I did some taekwondo when I was real little as well. And then I'm just a natural fighter, natural competitor. And
so you get into this game at 19 years of age. Some may say, is that? I mean, do you think that's a good age to get into it? Because a lot of people ask us, hey, when is too old to get into something like this? So what would your answer be to those people? What's too old to get in?
It's never too old. I think I always tell people, go to jiu-jitsu, man. Brazilian jiu-jitsu changes lives. You go in there, it's so much fun. You get in shape, you learn, you can, you're constantly, evolving, and you can compete. And then they have different, they have the different levels to compete. Novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced. And then they have the age groups too. So it's really never too late to start.
Never too late to start. Yeah, you're not the only one that's said that to us. And there have been guys, I mean, Israel Adesanya kind of got in a little bit late too. I see Chris Curtis, another one. Some of these fighters that just come in their 30s and all of a sudden make a splash in the scene. And you are, how old are you now?
I am 31 now.
31 years old. So, I mean, you're pretty much in your prime, or you're heading into the prime, right? Do you feel like that?
We're in our prime, baby. We're in our prime.
And you have been on a card with a Conor McGregor. You've been on some of these pretty big cards over here, pay-per-views, walking through the crowd, people screaming your name. Has there ever been a moment where you felt like you were in over your head?
No. I think I'm prepared, and actually after my last fight in California, we like broke out into the stands. And then I was able to like go find my friends and my family like up in the stands, and people were just like stopping me for pictures and like autographs a lot, which is it's new to me, and it was cool though. I'm a man. I like to think of myself as a man of the people. I'm just like you guys. I'm a fan just as much as a fighter, and we're gonna enjoy the ride.
That's got to be such an amazing feeling, man. I mean, and you guys deserve it as much as possible. What you do, put yourselves through, your body through, the whole lead up to these fights. I mean, training camps. It is an unforgiving job, but the highs are very, very high, it seems like. And I mean, the sky's the limit, right? I mean, you push your body as far as you could push it.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, like you said, I'm 31 years old. I've been doing this for 10 years. And I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off.
Everyone that gets into the UFC, I always want to know, Bruce Buffer, when he yells the name, like, what does that feel like to you when that happened?
No, it's amazing. You know, I always say, you know, you got to make it to the young guys. You got to make it to the UFC while Bruce Buffer's still there. And while Joe Rogan could call one of your fights, you know, I feel like those are going to be the two OGs, like, you know, 20 years from now, they'd be like, oh man, you remember, you know, Joe Rogan and Bruce Buffer? These guys are going to be tough to replace. And, you know, I'm glad I got, you know, both of those. I got Buffer to announce my name. I got Rogan to commentate fights. And we're doing all right.
Has there ever been a moment when you've walked to the cage or you were in the cage where you kind of looked around and been like, whoa, is this really happening? Have you ever had one of those moments?
No, I'm dialed in. When it's fight time, when it's time to make that walk, you know, I've visualized it many times. You know, I've done it many times now, and I'm always prepared and I'm focused on the task at hand. You know, that's all I'm focused on is getting the job done.
When does this switch flip from Matt to the steamroller?
I would have to say it's right after Bruce Buffer announces my name. You know, right after he announces my name, I flip the switch. You know, and we go in there and we get the job done.
The look on your face when you're in there, like you look like you're ready to bang. When the weigh-ins, the face-offs, the whole deal, you're always fired up and amped up. Like that adrenaline rush. Is this just like something that you live for? Is it like, what's the most exciting part about this whole situation?
Man, it's you know, once you finish a fight, there's nothing better than finishing a fight. You know, winning a fight is great, but finishing a fight, there's no better feeling. Just getting them to tap or knocking them out or finishing them on the ground, and then, you know, just doing your victory lap, then having it all sink in, and there's really no better feeling than that.
We had John Doomsday Howard on, and he said that he pretty much said the exact same thing, but I asked him, what does it feel like to him? And he said it's like finding the hottest girl in the world and having sex with her in front of an entire crowd of people. That's what a finish feels like. Does that feel like that for you too?
Man, you know, it's pretty similar, you know. I think that's a good analogy. But it's so hard to explain, but it's just everything paying off. You know, we put in 10-week, 8-week fight camps, you know, for a specific opponent, for a specific night, and to go in there and get it done, and in a, you know, a special fashion. There's really no better feeling in it, and you know, that's what keeps us coming back and keeps us working hard and keeps us you know, ready for the next one.
And you were recently married not too long ago. Congratulations on that. How long have you been with your wife beforehand? Was she throughout the whole journey of this Matt Frevola situation?
Yeah, we've been together for 8 years now. Yeah, 7-8 years. And I started dating her when I was like an amateur fighter. So she's been through the ride, and you know, she knew what she was getting into, and I couldn't do it without her, you know, without her support. She knows when I'm hangry, you know, she knows, she cooks me some healthy meals, and she gets it. So we're doing good.
And how is she leading up to fights or while you're fighting? I mean, she's got to be tremendously nervous. Is she like, go kill him, blah, blah, blah? Or is she like, I can't look? Like, how does she handle the stuff like this?
She actually does pretty well. You know, I think she's good because she knows how hard I work, and she knows that I'm prepared. Mm-hmm. And she believes in me, and she believes in me almost sometimes more than I believe in myself. and you know, the wine always helps her as well. You know, she crushes her wine during the fights, but she's good. She knows I'm there to handle business, and she knows that I could get it done. So it's nice.
Looking at some of your wins with Jalen Turner, the Tarantula, that guy is a scary human being. You got to win over him. Luis Pena, thank God you beat that guy up, because that guy turned out to be a piece of shit. I mean, let's be serious. I don't know if he's in the UFC still, but he was beating girls up or something. I don't know what his deal was. But 2 wins like that on your resume is pretty impressive. So we know that you're legit. And then the 2 losses over there, weird situations, right? You weren't even supposed to be fighting these guys originally, correct?
Yeah. Last year, you know, I lost 2 fights in a row, both of them, you know, short notice replacements. But you know, that's the fight game, and you know, I'm sure if I didn't have those 2 losses, you know, I wouldn't be at the skill level I'm at now. You know, every experience, every fight, every win, every loss, every draw, you know, you grow from it, and you gain more experience. And that's really what being a martial artist is all about, is about living this life and gaining experience and growing and becoming a better man.
I just see in the chat, Brewster asks, do you think you beat Lando Venata in the draw? If I'm not mistaken, that was a draw, correct?
Yeah, that was a draw, yeah. But I won that fight, definitely.
There you go.
You know, I won the first round, I won the second, and I won the third round. But then 2 of the judges said the second round was a 10-8. And then 1 judge said that he won the second round 10-9. So 2 judges said it was a draw, and 1 judge said I won. So it was like a majority draw, which, I mean, if 2 judges said it was a draw, why don't you just go to the 3rd judge who's winner? You know?
Yo, what do you think about judging? I mean, judging it's so all over the place for years. Should they do like live scoring, that whole system that they're talking about?
Yeah, like saying the who won the round, like right after the round.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. You know, I think you know, I would like to see it tried out in maybe a couple different organizations before they brought it to the UFC. But it would be interesting. You know, after every round, you know, my corner tells me whether I won or lost the round, or what they think. But you really never know what these judges are seeing, or what their angle is. You know, it seems, and some of these guys have made such weird decisions that you don't know what it seems like they're watching.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you know, that's why I'm always not really worried about the judges. I'm going in there for the finishes, and you know, as long as we finish, we don't got to worry about the judges, I guess.
It's pretty wild. When you came from the Contender Series, you fight Paulo Reyes, and then after that, they give you Lando Venata. It's kind of like, do you not like me or something? Like, how? I mean, to get Lando Venata in your second fight, that's really getting thrown to the wolves over there. Were you like, I mean, how does that work? Or maybe they just had a lot of respect for you and say, hey, man, we're going to give you some of these top guys.
Yeah, you know, that was my first loss of my career. You know, I was undefeated as an amateur, undefeated in Muay Thai, and I got to 6-0 as a pro and make my UFC debut, and then I get knocked out in my UFC debut, first loss. So, and then after that, and then they give me Lando Venata. But the deciding factor for that was that was at Madison Square Garden. It didn't matter who they were going to give me. Like, for my fight at Madison Square Garden, coming off my first loss, you know, I always say you never really know somebody until they come back from like adversity, and that was like my first loss, my first taste of adversity, and there was no way that I was gonna, you know, have a bad performance my next fight, and then I came out there and I would say I had one of my best performances against Lando. You know, that fight was crazy, and it was a close, competitive, great fight that I thought I won, but it was such a good fight. I'm not happy, or I'm not mad about a draw, but I definitely won that fight.
Sure. And was that the fight where your father was in your corner?
Yeah. My dad got the call at MSG, so it was really cool that I was able to, you know, have him make the walk with me at the most famous arena in the world.
So Madison Square Garden, like, I'm a Ranger fan. I mean, I don't know. Are you a Ranger or an Islander fan? You live on Long Island, so I'm assuming.
Islanders.
Ah, my God, Matt, I liked you until you said that.
Wife's,
Your wife's a Ranger fan?
she is.
Oh, my God. So do you guys actually watch the games together and talk a lot of shit or what?
Yeah, a little bit. She's a Yankee too, and I'm a Mets fan, so we got those two rivalries, but at least I got her for the Jets.
There you go. I'm actually a Met fan. It's weird. I'm a Met Ranger fan. I don't know how that works out, but I love the Mets. The Mets look like they're pretty decent. Although, is DeGrom hurt?
Man, these guys are always hurt.
Baseball players aren't like you guys. They're not built like you guys.
I know. It's crazy.
So, that's pretty cool. You're in Madison Square Garden. Okay, the world's most famous arena. You got your dad with you. You're walking down towards the octagon. Do you ever stop? Do you slow everything down, or are you just in this weird trance?
Yeah. I mean, I'm focused. I'm focused, but I definitely take in the walkout. I slow it down. I high five everyone walking out. I breathe in the atmosphere. I breathe in the the energy from the crowds, and then I get up there and take my clothes off, get the Vaseline on the face, check the cup, and then we step into the octagon.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
I mean, what about, I always wanted to please my father my whole life. That's all I wanted to do is just be, and I'm still looking for it. But you have an opportunity to drag your dad down to the cage. He's cornering you. What was his feelings throughout? Was he nervous? What was going through his mind?
Yeah, well, and that was a pretty crazy fight, me and Lando. And my dad said he's good on that. He's good on cornering again. He'll never. And he said he was freaking out way too much.
Could you hear him during the fight yelling any advice?
No, he couldn't even talk. He was freaking out so much.
That's so wild, man. I mean, that's gonna be a dream for your pop.
Oh yeah. He's smoked a blunt with Snoop Dogg, and then he walks me out. And somehow I get 2 tickets to the UFC this weekend, and he's getting the second one somehow. We take care of each other around here.
That is awesome, man. Oh my God. So when are you hitting the event? Are you going to be going soon to this event?
Yeah, I'll be in Jacksonville on Friday. I'll be at the weigh-ins, and I'll be there Friday night and then Saturday.
Awesome stuff. Has there ever been a fighter that you've felt completely starstruck meeting? I mean, you met Conor McGregor, who is my Lord and Savior. Who's the guy or gal?
It was Conor. Out of everyone, being able to talk to him and even talking to him, he was very humble and down to earth, and he seemed like just a regular person. Except it was very hard to understand him with his Irish accent. You don't realize how thick his Irish accent is until you're actually talking to him regularly. So I couldn't even understand some of the things that he was saying. But yeah, that I would say that was probably the starstruck moment.
And who would you say would be someone that got you into the game? I mean, you go into a gym and there's Chris Weidman. I mean, who is that's unbelievable what he's done with his career. Who would be a guy that you find as an inspiration that got you into the sport?
You said it right there, Chris Weidman, Matt Serra. Watching 2 guys from Long Island like that shock the world, and beat these guys that were seemed to be unstoppable. GSP was the man, and when Serra finished him. Anderson Silva was untouchable when Weidman got him, and just watching guys that grew up in the same place I did, Long Island, New York, and being the best fighters in the world, definitely motivated me, and that's why I'm so excited for the opportunity that Aljo has. People are so high on Jan, almost too high, just like Anderson Silva and GSP, talking like Jan is this unstoppable guy, and it's the perfect opportunity for Aljo to do what we do, shock the world and bring another world championship back to Long Island.
Man, this fight might be the one. Like, if you're thinking about all these fights on this card, everyone's talking about Khamzat Chimaev, but don't sleep on the co-main event, Aljo and Jan. Speaking of Khamzat, though, let me get your opinion on that guy. What do you think? Is this guy the next best thing since sliced bread?
And I'm definitely tuning into the Khamzat show, but I'm not on the bandwagon yet. I need to see, before I really jump on the bandwagon, I need to see how a guy handles adversity. I need to see him get rocked in a fight. I need to see him in a dogfight with another real good guy. I need to see him tested a little bit. And he's so much fun to watch. Just his demeanor and what he's got going on with Till. And the way he's just running through the 4 people he's fought in the UFC. But I think Burns is the guy to test him. Mm-hmm. Burns is good, and he's getting really disrespected in the odds. And Burns will go in there and he'll bang, and he's got world class jiu-jitsu. So I'm hoping. I don't really have a horse in the race, but I'd like to see Burns at least test Chimaev and put him through some adversity. See if Chimaev could get hit and come back. See if he could get, escape a couple submissions. I want to see that before I jump on this hype train.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see a round 2, 3. It would be nice to see Khamzat get punched. That'd be kind of cool too. I mean, it's crazy. The thing that gets me with Khamzat, though, is the fact that the people that we talk to that are training with this guy, like, the legend just keeps on growing. Everyone's like, you got to see this guy at the gym. The guy's a lunatic. You got Sean Strickland, who is basically like, everyone sucks. Die. But Khamzat Chimaev pumped the brakes. Guy's going to kill Burns. Like, it's weird. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter come into the UFC and have such a buzz in the gyms on top of that hype that Dana White's building.
Yeah, it really is crazy. And we're gonna see, we're gonna see when he fights Burns. I think Burns is the guy to test him.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It really is. Gilbert Burns. Yeah, a lot of people sleep on him. The guy's got power, and he's another one. It's always in a fun fight. That Usman fight. I mean, it felt like any way that thing could have just been finished on either side. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be there cage side too. I'm so pumped.
That is great. That place is going to be rocking. Man, Florida did everything right. I mean, what did you think about this whole coronavirus situation? Florida's just like, yeah, fuck coronavirus,
Yeah, Florida did do it right, and that's why I was down in Tampa for a good amount of the time.
There you go. And talk to me about your other friend over here, Justin Montalvo, who is making a little buzz on the Bellator scene. I'm loving what this kid's doing. Give me a little insight on backstory on Justin Montalvo.
Yeah, the old body snatcher. He's a beast, and he's always in the gym. He's the guy that you'll just see like over in the corner just shadow boxing for like an hour. He's a little weird, but he's always fucking working hard, and he's always sparring everyone too. He's sparring all day, he's training all day. The kid lives in the gym, and I think he's gonna make waves in Bellator. Bellator, really had a steal on signing him, because if they didn't sign him, eventually he'd go UFC. But we'll see. Well, maybe he will go UFC eventually, but I think that he's got the potential to really make a splash in Bellator, and his jiu-jitsu is getting very good. That's why I'm so excited. He's got a lot of assets to his game that he has yet to show. But there's a lot of guys at our gym too, young killers. These young guys keep me on my toes. And I'm somewhat of the old dog in the gym now with all these youngsters coming up, and it keeps me on my toes. And we're all getting better for it. And the body snatcher, Kid Marvelous, definitely stay tuned for him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his next fight. And you have, was it Dennis Bazookia? I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but he's another one, right?
Oh yeah, Bazooka's a beast, man. He brings the whole Albanian army with him every fight, and his striking is so clean, and his jiu-jitsu again is getting very good. And hopefully you'll see him Contender Series this summer, and UFC enough.
Yeah, It definitely looks like that's the path he's going in. And Merab Dvalishvili, this guy over here, I mean, you got two guys at bantamweight that are just literally top-tier athletes over here. Apparently they would never fight, right? Aljo and Merab, that's a no.
Yeah, no, they fight every week at the gym, you know, and we're all brothers here. I think that you know, as long as Aljo's got the title, you know, Merab will be the gatekeeper, you know, beating up anybody. If you want to get to the title, you got to go through Merab first, you know. I think, and then once Aljo's ready to hang it up, then Merab will step up and take the belt. But you know, either way, we're gonna be at the top, and it's crazy having two of the best bantamweights in the gym. You know, every time I'm going with these guys, I think I need to go down a weight class. Beast. And the energy is great. Merab is the man, and you know, I love Georgia because I met Merab, so he's cool.
That's awesome. And okay, now that we're amongst friends here, Matt, who gets the better at the gym? Who's the one that gets the edge at the gym, Aljo or Merab? Since we're not gonna see in the octagon.
Dude, I mean, from what I've been seeing lately, Aljo's the champ of the world for a reason, and he's gonna show it out there. You know, Aljo's a freak in the gym. Like he's one of those guys who's just so good and so strong, so fast, and now he's just got to go out there and put it on display for the world, and you know, secure the belt and bring it home to Long Island, and beat this guy that people are saying that nobody could beat.
There you go. And what about Ally Quinta? It sounded like he was gonna retire, but it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore.
Yeah, you know, Al's been in the gym. He's lifting again. He's working out. It's always awesome when Al's in the gym. You know, he brings an energy. He brings a presence. You know, watching him hit pads. You know, his knee's been messed up for most of his career. So he finally got these stem cells, and you know, the thing about stem cells are always, you know, you got to wait like 6 months from the kick in or whatever. So Al's giving it the time. He's working out. He's rehabbing, and I'm hoping that those stem cells work their magic, heal up his knee, and hopefully, you know, Al could get a couple more fights in. You know,
people swear by that stem cell stuff. They say it's great. Have you done anything like that? A treatment like that?
No, I never did any stem cells, but I know a lot of people are talking about them. And yeah, I don't know.
Your injuries that you've dealt with throughout your career as well, everything healed up, good to go? How you feeling?
Yeah, right now I'm healthy. You know, I think I figured it out. I figured out what I need to do to stay healthy. You know, I've still got a torn meniscus right now. You know, my elbow was hurting. You know, I had ankle surgery. I tore my ACL. You know, I've got my list of injuries too, but I figured out like what I need to do to stay healthy throughout training. And for me, I know everyone's different. Everyone's body's different, but I have to lift weights. Lifting weights, you know, keeps me strong, keeps me healthy. And then I swim. Swimming keeps me healthy. And then I do hot yoga, and hot yoga keeps me healthy. As long as I'm doing those three things, you know, I'm feeling good and my body's feeling right.
A true athlete right there. I tell you what, yoga I've tried, I cannot do in any way. And then hot yoga, I mean, oh my God, my head's going to explode just even thinking about that. But that supposedly is fantastic for your body, right? Keeping loose?
Oh yeah, you know, it's super hard, but when I get out of that hour-long hot yoga class, like I'm feeling detoxed, my body's feeling loose, my limbs are lubricated. I'm feeling good.
I want to ask you, what is the funniest thing you've heard from your corner? I mean, you got some pretty big personalities. You got Ray Longo or Matt Sarah, whatever. I mean, what was the funniest thing you've ever heard in the middle of a fight? Like, did they just say that?
Well, I mean, besides Ray Longo just telling me to keep my fucking hands up pretty much in between every round, Matt Arroyo actually always tells me we've been doing this since the amateurs. He tells me a math problem. And his you know, where the thinking behind it is that, you know, when the part of your brain, the cortex part of your brain the analytical, is your game plan, is your technique, is your cardio, and then you have the other part of your brain, which is like the emotional part of your brain. And you don't want to be in the emotional part of your brain, because then you lose your technique, you lose your cardio, you lose your game plan, you just go berserk. So you always want to be in the cortex, your analytical part of your brain. So in the corner, I get to the corner, Arroyo will tell me a math problem. And I remember one of the fights, he comes in and he says I don't know, like 7 + 4. And like I say like 10. And he's like, wrong. And then I'm like, and like I'm like counting on my fingers like in the middle of a round. And I eventually got it 11. But,
that's unbelievable. But that kind of makes sense scientifically. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's always kind of what we've done, and it's always kind of worked. But that definitely, they caught that, and I remember some Twitter comments saying like, Fervola's corner just has some 7 + 4, and he said 10.
They catch everything, huh? Have there ever been a moment like where social media is like, I gotta turn this off, this is getting stupid?
No, not yet. I mean, I try to limit it, even though, my brother and everyone's telling me I got to get on Twitter more, and every time we watch the fights and now they play the tweets on the side, everyone's like, why are we seeing your tweet up there? Like, so I guess I got to get into Twitter more, but I mean, I do everything on Instagram. I think one's enough. How am I gonna be able to do all this shit on Instagram? Now I got to go and tweet all this stuff, but
it's a lot
I guess it's part of the job that you got to do now. So I'm gonna try to step my Twitter game up a little bit more.
When you're having the barbecues, family barbecues, the whole deal, and here you are walking in as the UFC guy, is it a little weird? Like you're the guy, you're the pro athlete. Like, do you ever throw it in their face?
No, I mean, actually, a lot of my family they're all riding with me. I remember when I was an amateur, I got to go to Costa Rica to fight for the Costa Rican amateur national title, and I had like all my family, my cousins, my uncles, like my aunt, like everybody came down, and we had like a family reunion in Costa Rica. Watched me beat up some hometown hero. It's like it's a good time, and now we got kids, like some of my little cousins growing up. I'm bringing them UFC hats, and I got to explain to them that they got to wait like another couple months till I'm in the UFC video game. That's a big thing. I got to get in the UFC video game for my little guys. Yeah, it's cool.
The story of you beating the young man in Thailand, that has got to be, what was that experience like? You go in there, actually, if you could just briefly tell that story, and I won't keep you on much longer, but I wanted to hear that story again.
Yeah, that was I went to Thailand for the first time in like 2015, I think, or 2016, and I was training for about like 4 weeks in Thailand, and I was like, I need to get a fight out here. Yeah, I'm in Thailand. I've been doing a Muay Thai training camp for 4 weeks. I'm trying to get a fight. So then I tell one of my trainers, I'm trying to get a fight, and they watch me hit pads. They ask me how much I weigh. I'm like, I think like 175. They're just like eyeing me out. They're like, all right, you come here. You meet me here tonight at 5 o'clock. So then I came, and this guy picks me up on the back of his motorbike, drives me to the stadium. I just jump on the back of his bike, drives me to the stadium. He just pulls up and he just points at some kid. He's like, oh, you see him? You fight him. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I got like 20 pounds on this guy. He's like, no, he's good. He's got like 50 fights. I'm just like, all right. And then I go out there and I fight this kid. And the way that the Muay Thai fighters fight, the first round is almost like a giveaway round. Like, you just kind of playing the music, ding ding ding, throwing kicks, so that people could all place their bets, because that's the only legal betting in Thailand is through the Muay Thai fights. So I got there and I'm fighting like a Muay Thai fighter. They call me the steamroller, because I kind of come out there and I roll through people pretty fast. But I was out there doing the Muay Thai way. I was really trying to engulf myself in the culture and the way that they do it out there. So I'm like, doing my ding-ding-ling, and then this guy smashes me, breaks my nose with an elbow in the first round. And I remember going back to the corner and just like blowing my nose out, just like leaking. And then I went out in the second round and I knocked him out with like my first like a left hook right behind the ear, face planted him. And I mean, I was bigger than him too. I kind of felt bad.
Well, that's what he gets for breaking your nose in the first round. It's crazy. But, I mean, that must have been something else, right? I mean, you're on the back. When you're on the back of that moped, are you like, what am I doing? What is going on? Or are you just like, fuck it, let's just go for it?
Yeah, I was definitely a little nervous.
That's got to be crazy. And then you get that win. That's amazing, man. Well, Matt, listen, I really appreciate you coming on here. I hope you get that the Batty fight, man. I really hope that happens. What do you say percentage-wise? What do you think? Do you think that fight's going to come together?
Yeah, we're getting that fight. It's just about when, you know. I'm the guy. This guy, you know, I'm the fight for me and Paddy. That's it. But it's about when the UFC goes back to London. And when Paddy the Fatty is going to lose his weight, you know. I like to get fat after a fight too, but you know, I'm hoping he'll be ready and the UFC will be ready to go back to London in August. I think that would be good, but if it has to be September, you know, it's a big enough fight that I'll wait for it.
I did notice that Logan it was Logan Paul. I keep on confusing those two. But Logan Paul was on Ariel today, and he calls out. They ask him who he wants to fight in the UFC. Logan Paul calls out Paddy Pimblett.
I saw that. I mean, that's fight would never happen. Logan's way bigger, but just keep giving Paddy Pimblett more hype for me to derail. Just keep talking him up. Everybody keep talking up Paddy so that when I derail it, I could steal all that hype. All that hype will be mine.
There you go. I love it. One's in the chat if you want to see the Steamroller and Paddy the Batty. Let me know in the chat. If you have a second, do you mind if I ask some questions from the chat, the community?
Yeah, I got like 5 more minutes.
Okay, here we go. Really quick in the chat. If you have a question for Matt Frevola, let me know right now, and then we can let him on his way here. That's the guy, first time joining this community, MJ. Okay. Let me know if you got any questions in the live chat. So how quick are you looking to get back in there?
I told him I'll be ready, you know, summertime. So, you know, I'll be ready June, July. But like I said, it's about when the UFC wants to go back to London, and I think they're saying you know, late summer, early fall. So I'm banking on August. So you know, I always want to fight 3 times a year, but you know, if it's like September, it'll be tough to get 3 fights in the year. But I think this Paddy fight is, you know, this kid's got enough hype right now. I would love to go to London. You know, I love traveling and fighting. I think that me and Paddy would be co-main event of a fight night in London, and that would be huge. That would be pretty cool.
Kendall Volker, a young lady who had sex with Merab Dvalishvili. I'm not sure if you ever met her before, but she wants to know how Merab is doing. I guess I don't know. Maybe she wants to go for round 2.
Oh man, Merab is the man. Yeah, I love that guy, and I can't wait to see him in Jacksonville. He's doing good, yo. He comes back from Vegas and like with a broken collarbone, and I'm like, dude, like, and he's like just gets right back to full training, and it's like his collarbone just like healed itself. Like the machine, he just needed like a little hammer here. He needed some oil in here, and now the machine is fixed. You know, I'm watching him and Aljo spar a hard 3 rounds. And then another guy going on Aljo or Bazooka going in on Aljo for the last 2, and Merab's sparring, he's training, and he's on point. You know, I'm hoping he gets a big fight, either, you know, like a TJ Dillashaw, a Jose Aldo, a Dominic Cruz, a Sean O'Malley, one of those guys for Merab next.
Did you guys give him hell when he jumped face first into the frozen lake?
Yeah, but at least he went back with his gloves and ground and pounded that lake. So.
Oh god, that's funny, man. How many fights do you have left in the UFC contract? Someone wants to know in the chat.
fought out my UFC contract. So I'm gonna hopefully, get this Paddy the Baddy fight and a new 4-fight deal with a good pay bump, and we're gonna be good.
Not bad. I mean, leaving, last fight of the contract, collecting a win, finish first round. I mean, that's got to get them calling you soon, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm hoping to hear back from them soon.
There you go. All right, listen, I'm going to let you go over here, Matt. I appreciate you staying on for a while. If you have any last words to the people, now's the time to do so.
Thanks for having me on. And this is a cool show. Whenever I get this fight booked, I'll get back on here whenever you want. And everyone, tune in for my boy Aljamain Sterling, shock the world, bring another world title back to Long Island.
There you go. Thank you. Matt Frevola live on the MMA-Holes. There he is. Beautiful stuff over here. Wow. Look at that. Aljo to shock the world. There we go. The steamroller. I don't know what is up with me tonight. It was so funny. If you were here for the entire interview, my brain was so scrambled going into this one over here because of the stuff. My baby, she closes the door on her fingers, and she just turns around and she's like, ah, and then we look at her and her fingers are just stuck in, and we're like, oh my God, and she's fine. And then when I went live, Skype was being a little funny, but we got him. We got Matt Frevola. I've been wanting to get him on for a while. He's a really cool dude, man. I love talking to the guys at Law. That gym is fun. Maybe one day Aljo will break his rule and come back on the show, But there's some interesting young talent coming out of Law MMA. So very much so looking forward to the fights this weekend that we're going to talk about right now. We're going to roll into the UFC 273 portion of the show. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get to the predictions, the bets. We're going to talk to the people and see what you say, what you want to happen this weekend. Saturday night, UFC 273, The Wolf, Khamzat Chimaev. Why are people not on this hype train yet? I mean, even Matt Frevola, not quite there yet, not sold. We're going to talk about why I think you should be sold on Khamzat Chimaev after these words.
Let's be honest, when it comes to underwear, there's nothing more important than comfort. Why empty your pockets for generic underwear that loses comfort, quality, and style when you can slip into a pair of Sheath and get even more out of your daily wear? With Sheath underwear, you can treat your jewels like royalty as they are given their own private sanctum, keeping them secure and you in a state of bliss. Get 20% off Sheath now using promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES with the link in the description below.
And for the ladies?
Absolutely. Sheath isn't just for men. Ladies can now experience Sheath's style, comfort, and functionality too. Sheath for women is crafted using a signature modal elastane fabric blend for form-fitting breathability that will not affect the natural pH environment or the microclimate of the skin while producing that long-lasting, unimpeded comfort. Use promo code MMA-Holes, MMA-HOLES, for 20% off at sheathunderwear.com.
Alrighty, people. Undisputed Belts. I want to give a shout out to Undisputed Belts. If you want to get yourself a customized, wonderful, wonderful belt, go check out undisputedbelts.com. If you got a pick'em league, if you got a fantasy football league, whatever, or if you just want a fancy belt to hang over your shoulder and be wonderful, wonderful, Undisputed Belts. Check them out as well. Thank you to all our sponsors. Let's get to it. The card that we are going to talk about right now, as the Korean Zombie is looking to face Volkanovski. You got Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. If you're just jumping in, Matt Frevola, who trains with Aljo, is pretty confident that Aljamain Sterling is going to get the job done this Saturday night. As you look at the two over here, Aljamain Sterling, who has the belt, he is the champion as it stands right now. I know it was a weird situation, weird scenario, but he is in fantastic shape. He's sounding very confident. He's looking very confident. But so is Petr Yan as well. He is looking very confident as well. He's always coming in great shape. So this fight should be a banger. It's a very interesting bantamweight matchup. In fact, this might be one of the most interesting bantamweight matchups I've seen in a long time. If you think about what Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw back in the day, and I don't know, Cody Garbrandt and TJ had that little back and forth, the hostility between them. We haven't seen anything quite like this, though, where an illegal move by a fighter turns into the other person who becomes the champion when he probably was going to lose that fight. The first round, Aljamain Sterling came out fiery and ferocious and looked like he was going to make a statement early. But it seemed like he started to lose a little bit of that steam, and the momentum started to swing in Jan's favor, and then that illegal strike happened. So months passed by, trolling and just a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. But here we are, finally. It gets resolved. Or does it? Does something else crazy happen in this fight? I don't know. I have no idea, but I am pumped up about this thing. I'm still kind of leaning towards Yan. I want to... I like what Aljo's doing right now. I like his confidence. I like the fact that he is taking this very serious. He's in fantastic shape. He seems healthy. His neck is good to go. I think his game plan is going to be completely different this time. In fact, I see Aljamain Sterling relentlessly going for takedowns. You know, instead of this pitter-patter, no, he's going to fucking keep driving for that takedown until he gets the damn thing. So I think that's going to be the plan here. The question is, will Yan stay upright? And in the first fight, it was successful. Yan was able to actually take down Aljo more times with that trip and that throw. So we got a fascinating fight over here. I'm still leaning towards Yan in that direction, and I'm going to make my picks on Friday night on the Friday show. But as of now, as of where we stand, I'm going to stay with Petr Yan in this pick. Now, I want to know who you have in the chat. I also want to know, is this press conference happening tomorrow? I was looking all over the place. I'm going to check now. UFC 273, because if anything needs a press conference, this one. Although Yan doesn't speak English, so the translation, the arguing's going to get lost. Let's see. It says 273 press conference, Thursday, April 7th. So it looks like it is a go. Well, give me a time. 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, pre-fight press conference is okay. Well, I guess we're going to be live tomorrow. We'll be playing the audio to that press conference. Khamzat Chimaev is incredibly confident. Aljamain Sterling seems like he's pretty confident as well. Petr Yan's confident. Gilbert Burns comes across as pretty confident, as Will Harris did a little lead-up documentary for him. And then you have the Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski. Volkanovski looking very confident, and Korean Zombie hanging out with a little Henry Cejudo action. So a lot of cool stories coming out here. The press conference may sway my opinion. I got to see how this thing goes down. I'm a big believer in when you have the fighters going back and forth on a mic. I feel like you could pull a lot of information. And when they're staring at each other, the face-offs, I feel like we could pull some information. So right now I'm still going with Jan, but let me ask the chat, who are you going with, Aljo or Jan? Stacked card, yeah, it's a good one, right? 273 is pretty good. And I got to be honest, now that we're getting closer to the main event, I like the Korean Zombie a lot. I'm a fan, so I think I'm more stoked about this. I think this main event is getting more exciting. I'm more excited for the Korean Zombie and his underdog chances. Who is Jan's coach? It's not Henry, and it's not Sean O'Malley. They've completely said that that's not happening. So I don't know. It's a good question. That'd be a fucking badass thing if he just goes in there and no coaches, just sits on the stool by himself. Go for Sterling. Hey, Moss, my parlay is Yak, Volkanovski, and Chimaev. Yak, Volkanovski, and Yak. Why am I missing Yak? I don't know why I'm missing. Oh, you're saying Jan. That was supposed to be Jan. I'm like, Yak. Jan, Volkanovski, and Chimaev. Listen, let me see. Let me check out this parlay. I think that sounds pretty good, to be honest, but they're all pretty big favorites. So if we were to go to my bookie, let me set this up real quick. Let me check out that parlay right now. Let's see. And if you haven't hit the like button, smash it up. We've been going hard in the paint on this show. Dragging UFC fighters on here, doing extra hours. Thanks to Sunosi, the 1K King. And thanks to everyone that drops those donations and keeps us going and flowing over here. Evandro Castro, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you. Okay, let's look at this parlay. Let's check it out. Let me see what my bookie's got on this thing. We'll get Jesse on here soon, too. The baby should be going to bed now. All right, MMA, UFC lines. Okay. Jan, okay. All right. Okay. Gaslam, is he still on the card? Why is he still here? I don't think he is. He's hurt. All right, let's scroll down here. So you got Volkanovski, who's a minus 700. You're going to have to put him in a parlay, right, if you're going to do something with that. Petr Yan and Khamzat Chimaev. Okay, so let's just say for shits and giggles, we're throwing a hundo on that thing. Why are we not opening up? There we go. Let's get this out of here. Oh, shit. All right, hold on a second. I fucked up. All right, here we go. Volkanovski, Yan, Khamzat. Okay, let's open this up. We'll go 100 on this. Not two spots. $100. Okay. You put $100 on that parlay, you're getting $61. So if you're going to bet on that parlay, you're going to have to go pretty hefty. Let's try to throw another zero on there. If you go 1,000, you're winning $618. So you need to spend 1,000 to win $618. Now, if you think it's a complete lock, then I could see why you're doing this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think B-Man, if he's in the chat, was going for Yan and Khamzat. I think. That, and he was like saying he was going to spend $3,000 on that shit. And if that's the case, let's see. Yan, Khamzat. Let's go 3K. I don't know who has that money. But $1,248. If you want those favorites, you're going to have to dip in the wallet. You're going to have to dig deep. So, yeah, if you're betting a lot, it's interesting.
Super chat.
Seymour, thank you for the $3 donation. Super chatting away. Waving up there. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I got Jan, Burns, and Zombie. Let's check it out. Okay. So, Jan, Burns, and the Korean Zombie. Okay. I don't know how much he's putting on there, but let's put 100, right? Let's just say. You win, wow, $3,212. Damn, man. Damn. Why do you want to be banned in the chat? I don't understand. I don't know why it's even worth that time to get banned in the chat. It doesn't make sense. You can just troll away, but I don't know why you gotta be doing that shit. It's weird. That's like an old, like that troll move is so old, man. You got to get a little fresh. You got to be a little fresh with it. Okay. So yeah, wow. I don't know, Sonosi, how much are you putting on that bet? I got to be honest with you. All right, let's go to the fight that everyone wants to talk about. I know Khamzat Chimaev has limited evidence. Like, we don't know really much. We haven't seen much octagon time for Khamzat. He's just been in there smashing people, right? And the level of talent, Gilbert Burns is definitely the highest level athlete in the UFC, at least, that he's faced. Now, he did say in the press conference that there was another guy that he believes that should be in the UFC that is better than Gilbert Burns. But if you think of what Gilbert's done, you know, put aside the Dan Hooker loss. I mean, Gilbert Burns is a fucking savage. He is. My problem with Gilbert is his size and his age. He's 35, for God fucking sakes. But he is going to be undersized in this situation where Khamzat Chimaev is going to pick the man up and ragdoll him. Is Gilbert Burns going to catch his arm? Is he going to armbar him? I don't know. Is he going to throw up a triangle? What's going to happen here? Khamzat is going to go in there and mutilate Gilbert Burns. He is. This is not going to be pretty. He was picking up Li Jiang Li, lifting my man up, and you just see the guy squirming around. Now Li is a tough son of a bitch. Like, this guy is no joke. He's a tough son of a bitch. Yes, he's a guy that can lose a fight at welterweight, but still, he's a savage as a fighter. And he's just flailing around. Khamzat just lifted him up, like, talking over to Dana. Hey, Dana, you watching? All right, I'll wait. You there, Dana? Oh, you still on your phone? Okay, I'm good. And fucking Lee is like a water bug on its back, just flailing around, and he's just holding on to him, looking over there. You good? Okay, I'm gonna slam this guy down now, okay? That's not fucking normal. That's not human. On top of that, everyone in the gyms that have trained with this guy are like, whoa, I'm telling you right now, this guy's the boogeyman. This guy's legit. At welterweight, okay? I'm not jumping into the middleweight game right now. I'm talking about welterweight. Khamzat Chimaev, there's limited evidence, but there's enough to know that Gilbert Burns is going to get his ass whooped. I mean, Gilbert is going to be in for a nightmare of a night on Saturday. I'm telling you right now, I have never seen a fighter enter the UFC with the confidence this man has. Like, people are confident. But Khamzat's on another level. Yes, he's taking a little page from the Khabib Nurmagomedov book, right? You could see it. But the way Khamzat says these things, there's not an emotion in this man's face. This man is he's mumbling. I killed him. I'm going to kill him. He is so goddamn convincing in what he's saying. I don't know how we go against it. I don't. The only thing that could stop Khamzat Chimaev, and I'm going to say it right now, the only thing that could stop him is the fact that him and Darren Till are having sex. Darren Till might be the curse.
Wonderful.
It's the only thing. The one thing that I took from the media scrum is Darren Till getting on the mic and rattling a joke. Maybe Darren Till is some sort of distraction right now. Maybe running around Walmart and making all these videos. Having sex with Darren Till might be the problem. If Khamzat Chimaev loses the fight, it's because he had sex with Darren Till. But if he smashes like I think he will, then not even Darren Till's sexual advances can stop the Khamzat train. Let me know what you think in the chat. Darren Till is leeching off of Boars. Yeah, Darren's just kind of trying to find himself right now, and hopefully Darren can come out of this, a better fighter, Khamzat took a picture with that one guy. Oh, yeah, it's another thing. I did see that drunk. Yeah, there's some Latino singer or something like that. It's been like a Drake curse. Maybe. Khamzat's trying to get with Till's wife. We don't know his chin yet. He has been tested. So in the UFC, no. But he has been hit. It's not like he hasn't been hit. Khamzat doesn't really have much of a chin. It's not really there. It's old beard. Don't think he's gay, but you never know, though. Darren Till is Joshua Fabia in disguise. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird love affair, and it's fine. If they're happy, it's all that matters. I like the way Khamzat handled DC. I mean, out of all people shitting on a bromance, DC is not the guy to do it. He's not. DC has had a Luke Rockhold bromance. He's had a Khabib Nurmagomedov bromance. I mean, come on. Now, was he running around the streets with those guys? Not as much as Khamzat and Till. They're giddy little schoolgirls just doing their thing, and whatever. They're young. They're having a good time. But still, DC's not. I mean, I couldn't even. There's countless videos of DC practically like telling Luke Rockhold he loves him. Cain Velasquez. DC was fucking 3 of them. Cain, Luke, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. DC was a floozy. How the fuck? Like, what is going on with Daniel Cormier, man? This piggybacks of what I was saying earlier in a previous stream. Daniel's one of my favorite UFC fighters.
Gonna smash.
Here he comes. Choo choo, motherfucker.
Gonna smash.
Choo choo.
I'm gonna beat everybody.
Gonna smash.
I'm gonna finish everybody. I'm gonna finish everybody. I'm gonna finish everybody.
Choo choo.
I'm gonna finish everybody. I'm gonna finish everybody.
I'm gonna smash everybody.
I'm gonna smash everybody. Look at that train. Tropic Tom, smash train.
The only thing that can stop the Khamzat train is a silver bullet.
That's right.
Send the Wolfman pause some cause.
That's right. Get on the train. I don't get on every hype train. The last hype train I was like all aboard on was the Conor one back in the day. But with that being said, even back in the day when I was on the Conor train, he felt beatable. Every fight that he had, I was incredibly nervous. I'm going to march into Saturday with 0 nerves. 0 fucking nerves. That's never happened. Well, actually, let me stop. Kamaru Usman. I had a little nerves with Kamaru Usman. I did. I actually did. I thought Colby, I knew Usman was going to win, but I thought Colby could be a problem. Gilbert Burns as well. I had a lot of respect for Gilbert. Not Jorge Masvidal. I was very confident in that one. But regardless, I did pick Usman in all his fights, but I did have some nerves there. This fight so far, I haven't had any nerves with Khamzat. Yes, he hasn't fought the best of the best. Gilbert Burns, 0 nerves. 0. 0.0. Not that Gilbert Burns is bad. Not that he's a bad welterweight. In fact, if Kamaru Usman's not there, Gilbert's a champion. He's a fucking champ. But Khamzat's way above, in my opinion. I don't know, man. There's something crazy about to happen Saturday night. A lot of people could be jumping on a train. Now, if he loses, I'll be incredibly shocked. I will. I will be shocked. I don't expect it in any way. And there's a reason why, those odds are completely lopsided. It is disrespectful to a guy like Gilbert Burns, yes. Because Gilbert's got some serious experience. But if you look at these lines on mybookie.ag, promo code MMAHOLES, if you look at these lines, a minus 555. Khamzat Chimaev, a minus 555. Gilbert Burns at plus 380 on a guy that has fought nobody besides Li Jingli. And like I said, Lee's a tough dude, man. I don't, some people just look at Lee like he's the worst welterweight of all time. The guy's pretty fucking good. And listen, Mearshart at a middleweight, Gerard Mearshart, I mean, that guy's no slouch. He's got some decent wins on his resume. Khamzat walked through him like he was not even there. Not like he's the top middleweight guy, but I mean, you think about it, it's kind of wild. Khamzat's 3 props. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see. Wager. Let's see. Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev goes the distance. So if it go plus 200, if the fight goes the distance. Wow. Does anyone think that's a good prop? A plus 200 for the fight going the distance. For some reason, I feel if Gilbert Burns wins, it has to go to a distance. I feel like, I don't know, I guess because we don't know what to expect with Khamzat when it comes to the latter rounds. So I just would have to go with that a distance fight would go to Burns. So if you're a Burns fan or you think Burns is going to win this thing, maybe that prop is nice for you. Let's see. Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat round betting. Here we go. Burns wins in the first round a plus 1,600. Plus 1,600 for Gilberto to win in the first round. Burns wins in the third round a plus 3,300. Chimaev wins in the first round a plus 140. I tell you what. Damn. If Chimaev is going to win, that first round's it's been very friendly for him. Chimaev wins in the first round at plus 140. Not terrible. Not terrible. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. It's kind of juicy. We're getting plus money for Chimaev winning in the first round. Chimaev wins in round 3, a plus 850. A draw is a plus 6,500. Wow-a-wee-wah. Don't think that's happening. Burns wins in round 2, plus 280. 2,800, excuse me. 2,800. Burns wins by points, so a decision, plus 650. Not a bad bet either. If you're thinking Burns is going to win by points, a plus 650. Not terrible. That's not horrific. If you're on the Burns side of things, that's actually kind of fucking. I mean, that's kind of tasty right there. Let's see. Chimaev wins in round number 2 at plus 350. Chimaev wins by points, a plus 330. So I want to know in the chat, what do you think? How is this fight going to go down? Who wins and how do they win? The fight that everyone's talking about, the Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is going to have to go in here with a chip on his shoulder, man. But remember, he's 35. 35 years old, undersized. Fighting, how old's Khamzat? Khamzat is 27. Now, Gilbert does have the experience, but he is 35 years old. Fight not going the distance, says UFC celebrities and classics. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Vlad? Burns only wins by a finish, says West Coast. So how is he going to knock him out or submission? Have you seen how fat Paddy the Batty has gotten? More like Paddy the Fatty. Yeah, Pat apparently packed the weight back on. He loves food. Chimaev is substantially larger and stronger. Face-offs are going to be eye-opening for a lot of people. Yes, yeah, I think the line's going to even go in further in the other direction. Like I respect the fact that people think that Burns is going to win, you know. There's always that, you know, people like to go for an under, especially if the under has a way more experience and is a capable fighter. But this is not a normal fight here. Second round TKO by Khamzat. Khamzat first round KO uppercut. How you doing, Chris Cox? Proof point by sub first round. Khamzat wins easy in 2. Khamzat is an enigma, and I agree. Listen, Saturday is going to be a special night, and this is why. Khamzat does what I think and a lot of people think he's going to do. It's like a coming out party to anybody that is just skeptical. This is the coming out party. But there will be some people out there saying, well, Gilbert Burns lost to Dan Hooker. He's not a true champion, blah, blah, blah. You're going to hear that. You probably will hear that if Khamzat wins this fight, defeats Gilbert. But if Gilbert wins, the world's going to explode. The internet's going to explode, and it's a great story because Gilbert Burns is actually a really good guy. Gilbert Burns is a nice dude and a very rootable guy. Like, if you're just a fan of the sport, how could you not root for Gilbert Burns? And I'm not trying to disrespect Gilbert Burns, his skills, his talent, anything about Gilbert Burns. I'm not trying to, look past him as an athlete here. I'm just trying to get people to understand the fact that Khamzat is special. And when you see special fighters, really top-tier fighters, like good fighters on the UFC rankings, lose. They lose. It happens. It's okay. Not hating Gilbert in any way. In fact, I like Gilbert, and I love watching the guy fight. I do. Guy's always fun. I love a guy that's always looking for a finish. How could you not root for a guy like that? But we got the unicorn. We have Khamzat. Doesn't look rattled at all. Calm. Cool. Collective. Robbie Lawler helping Gilbert says, do chronic, and there's rumblings that Kamaru Usman is helping out Gilbert Burns. Why do you think that is, friends? Now, Kamaru is coming off of surgery, so I don't know how much of a help he is. And even Khamzat said, "Was he gonna? Will he help him with one arm?" Like, he's right. Like, what is it? What is? But Kamaru is the pound for pound GOAT. Kamaru is the champion of the division that they're all competing in. So Kamaru could give some words of wisdom for sure. But why do you think Kamaru's doing this? I know. Because Kamaru wants Gilbert Burns to beat this guy. Kamaru don't want to be the guy. Why? Why would Kamaru want to be that guy? To have the weight on his shoulders. Here comes the fucking hype train. Choo-choo, like just barreling down the tracks in Kamaru's direction. Kamaru don't want that. I'm not saying Kamaru's scared. I'm not saying he's this, he's that. He's smart. Why would Kamaru want that smoke on a guy with limited UFC fights? Why? Why would he want to face that? He has everything to lose in this thing. Oh, if Kamaru beats Khamzat Chimaev, the guy has how many UFC fights? That's what everyone's going to say. So Kamaru Usman is going into Gilbert's corner, not to corner him, but to help him out in his camp and try to find a way for Gilbert to do the dirty work. And not just Kamaru. Everyone. Top 5 over there. And then when you're talking about the lower level guys like Gilbert, Neil Magny, who'll fight anybody. He's game. A lot of these other guys like, fuck it. You know, it's a paycheck. I'll do it. But the top guys, they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight Khamzat. Leon was interested. Never happened. Colby Covington doesn't want any part of that. Listen to anything Colby has said. He doesn't want... who has he fought? When people say who has he fought, it's such a cop-out. That's what it is. Who has he fought? All right, so if he fought nobody, then beat him. I mean, he's fighting bums. Colby, Kamaru, Jorge Masvidal don't want that smoke. None of these top guys want that smoke. No one wants to fight Khamzat. There's a reason. Why do you think these top guys don't want to fight him? Gilbert Burns is like, all right, I got nothing to do right now. Fuck it, let's go. He's a badass. All the respect in the world to Gilbert and his team for saying, yeah, I'll take that. I'll go for that. Nothing but respect for Gilbert Burns. He's the sacrificial lamb. His media day interview today was ice cold. You can just tell he's different. I'm with you, Unruly Z. Guys, do yourself a favor. Well, tomorrow he'll probably, I'm assuming he's got to be at the press conference tomorrow. Do yourself a favor and listen to this media scrum. I know people are like, oh, you're such a Khamzat. You're a cum shot dick rider, this and that. No. Guys, if the evidence is there, if it's there in front of my eyes, I'm just going to tell you how it is. How are people not seeing this? Now, most people are, so I can't go too crazy. There's just like a handful. I'm addressing a handful of people that maybe are just trying to ruffle some feathers, or I don't know. But then again, we had the steamroller on, and he doesn't have enough evidence. He doesn't have enough. He's a UFC fighter. He knows better than I do. He doesn't have the evidence. I do. I have the evidence. I watch way too much of this stuff to see and know if a guy is special. I was the guy screaming and yelling when Kamaru Usman was in The Ultimate Fighter, telling everyone that this guy is going to be a champion. I was also the guy yelling and screaming that Glover Teixeira was going to go on a run and become champion. I was that guy. Mystical Moss. Now we have a guy that's a huge favorite in Khamzat Chimaev. And it's hard to gloat about that because he's a massive favorite. He's supposed to win. Yet people don't think so. Play this back if you're wrong. Cheetos. I'm going on 6 years of this. I have been wrong in situations before. I'm not perfect. But if you look at my track record, when I put my fucking name on the line, I hit it out of the park. When I sit here and go on rant after rant after rant after rant and say, hey, wake the fuck up, this guy is real, you gotta jump on board the Mystic train. I've just been doing this too long. I'm not going to put my name on the line out there if I don't believe it. I know it's going to happen. There's going to be a massacre on Saturday. And Gilbert Burns is going to be on the wrong end of it. That's all I have to say. The last couple of comments over here from the chat, and then we have to move on to the main event. Khamzat's presence is going to overwhelm Burns. Run, Forrest. Let's see your Tapology stats. So you want me to talk about guys on Tapology, and this is why Tapology is a joke. You have fights on the preliminaries of guys that are coming out of a contender series from the regional scene, this and that, with no information. Literally coin flips. What belt are you in Tapology? No, I'm talking about the big dance, son. The big dance, Mystic Moss, main card Moss, that Moss. The guy that goes on the rant. I am undefeated on my rants. Okay? That's why I'm over here in this beautiful room with that beautiful fireplace and that beautiful poster over here with that beautiful community in the chat. That's why I'm here. Last year, I showed everyone. People were jumping down my throat, and I was like, okay, let me do a little test for you. And I showed my stats on my fucking main events. Main event Moss. And I showed everyone how many fucking main events I hit the nail on the head. Everyone was dumbfounded. Like, oh my God, is this guy is even real? Is he... Can I touch him? Does he have skin? Does he breathe? I'm here. I'm here to help. If you're going to bet on the under, think twice. Think twice. Main event. Let's move on to the main event over here. Volkanovski versus Chan Sung Jung. I did, Damula, I did, actually. I did. I was the one running around saying Conor McGregor's going to be the double champ. I was the one running around saying Conor was going to fight Floyd Mayweather. I was running around saying all that stuff. Here's the deal. When I urge you to not place the bet, okay? When I put my name on the line and I urge you, I'm like, whoa, don't place that bet. I have never lost. I have never failed the community in that aspect. Never. Never happened. I dare you to pull one clip of me saying, do not bet on that. Don't bet on that under. You're going to fucking lose. Clip that. It's the truth. You have the ability to go back and check my predictions. And yes, I've been wrong in certain situations. I'm not denying that. But when I put my name on the line, when I put the Mystic stamp of approval, I mean, come on. Silly. Silly. You must believe in the mystical. Alexander Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. I have been trying to find all different ways. And here's the thing that sucks about this card. This is the thing that bothers me about this card. I want an under. I want someone. I want someone as an underdog to throw out there for you guys. The top three, I can't find it. I can't. I just can't do it. I want, as a fan, I am rooting so hard for the Korean Zombie. Chan Sung Jung. I am rooting so hard for him, and I hope he wins. I hope I'm wrong on this one. But Volkanovski's a minus 800. There's a reason for it. I am not the biggest Volkanovski fan, but I respect what this guy has done. This guy's a savage. He knows how to win fights. Korean Zombie is what? He's what, 2 years older? Okay, 2 years older. And it's a shame, man. When he went to, if he didn't have to serve for his country, this guy could have been a champ. Could have been a champ. Maybe Saturday night he shocks the world. And if there's anyone that I want to shock the world Saturday night, I got to be honest with you, it's this guy. Aljo's a good story, don't get me wrong. And I love the guys at his gym. You know, great people over there at Low MMA. But this is the guy I want. This is the underdog. As the little fan inside me roars and screams, if Korean Zombie gets the win, I am going to lose my shit. I'm going to lose my shit. I hope so much I'm wrong on this one. But I'm still leaning towards Volkanovski. And it's tough to pull information in this fight because he doesn't speak English. I can't get where he's at. Like, it's just translated stuff. So in this situation over here, it's very tricky. It's tricky. I'm the type of guy that likes to pull every bit of information. Everything. Than just a hunch or a gut feeling. But in this one, I can't. I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger. I'm rooting hard for the Korean Zombie. First Korean champion. That would be fire if he wins this fight. But I got to go with Volk. I just got to do it. Friday we'll be placing our bets. I need to pull some more information. Tomorrow we'll be live streaming the press conference. So make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And remember, friends, if you want to, if you're on the fence in certain situations, I'm here for you, okay? I'm here for you. If I'm going to put everything on the line, I'm here for you. I think about these things a lot. I think about it too much, these fights. I'm not going to sit here and watch a gazillion tapes because the people that sit there, I watched all the tapes, are fucking knuckleheads. They're numbnuts. They're just wasting their fucking time. Yeah, go back and watch the fights. Enjoy them. Don't fucking study tape because that means nothing. Doesn't help in any way. Doesn't help jack shit studying tapes. You're just wasting your time. Spend time with your family. Cut it out, analysts of the game, studying those tapes. Unless you're going to be fighting someone, and unless you're in there competing against them. If you're a fan, cut it out. Studying tapes. Stop wasting your time. So Volkanovski, Yan, and Chimaev. It's not fun. I wish I could put an underdog in there. Who's the best chance of winning as an under? The conversation we've been having for a little while. I'm still throwing it around. By the way, everyone now is throwing this out there, so clearly a lot of people watch the MMA-Holes. So shout out to us. But out of the top three, who is the under? Who's the guy? We put a poll out there. It seemed like a lot of people were going Gilbert Burns. In fact, I put Gilbert Burns at the bottom of the list. I put him at the bottom. I understand if you're thinking logically, Gilbert's experience, blah, blah, blah. Khamzat Chimaev didn't face anyone, blah, blah, blah. No, Gilbert's getting smashed. So now the question is Sterling or Zombie. I got to go with Aljo. I think Aljo's got the best shot. Oh, here we go. People are agreeing. Yep, see, you're with me. Aljo's the guy. He is the guy. Do I think he's going to beat Yan? Not quite yet. But you heard Frevola on the show today. He's pretty confident. You've seen Aljo running around all shredded.
It is.
I got to ask, oh shit, we didn't ask Matt if he smelled like onions like Jesse. Jesse said he smells like onions. But I mean, he looks great, Aljo. Aljo is just yoked, baby. He's ready to go. He's training with the best of the best. I mean, Rob Dvalishvili is a savage. You know, Aljo is looking good. Is he going to rock the chin? Is he going to rock the neck beard? I hope he does. He's just embracing it. The best thing that probably happened to Aljo is the fact that so much time has passed and he can embrace the heel, find himself along this whole journey. He looks like he's having a grand old time. He's your best under. That's what I would go with. I mean, muscles don't tell everything. But I would have to believe that Aljamain Sterling is going to come in with a way different game plan, and he's going to be a grinder. We're going to see wrestling Aljo. We're going to see Dagestani Aljo. We'll see. By the way, this guy on the left is Bazooki. We were supposed to have him on the show, but I don't know. He bailed right before we would go live one time. He was going to dinner or something. It was like a miscommunication. But I got to get that kid on because he's going to be he'll be on the Contender Series. Anyway, let me know in the chat what you think. I will laugh if he gets knee going for the takedown. I mean, he's immortalized with the emoji in our chat, so that will never die. One of the best emojis of all time. I feel better about Darian Weeks beating Gary than Aljo over Yan. Well, I'm talking about top 3. I'm talking like the big 3. Because we can go throughout the rest of the card. I'm sure there's another under that would stick out. Ian Gary on the card, which is interesting. He's going to get tossed around again. He kind of did. He got tripped and thrown. But then again, when that happened, that was when Aljo's gas tank was kind of going down. Aljo went balls to the wall in the early part of that fight. I mean, he went nuts. You can't keep up the pace of 5 rounds unless you're Merab. Jan is 2 levels way above Aljo. Max, best skill. I got Jan in this one. I think I hated on Aljo so much I'm starting to like him again. You know, it's so funny. That is a thing. Homework saying that in the chat. That's actually a thing. To actually, like, if you go so far with something, if you go too over the top that it just comes full circle, that's a thing. I've been guilty of that. I did it with O'Malley, actually. O'Malley I liked in the beginning when he was doing the when he did the Contender Series. Like, oh, this guy is legit. And then I was just trashing him because it just, as it progressed, I was like, this guy is a fucking mess. But I think I went so far overboard with it. I did. I looped back around. Now I'm on Sean's side. I think he's all right. It's weird. That's a thing. Let me know in the chat if there's anyone else that's had that happen. Give me a fighter that you've been shitting on so much. Like I get, like Kainoto, for instance, how he goes on Conor. Like Kainoto, like he's such a closet fan, it's ridiculous. Who wins Saturday? Says Eric Powell. Well, I told you the top 3 over there. I told you I can't go against Jan. I still have to go with Piotr Jan. I'm gonna go with Volkanov. I'm going with all the favorites. I hate that I'm doing that. It's boring. Trust me, I like to figure it out. All right, there we go. Izzy's a good one. Yeah, Izzy I went kind of hard on. And now he's kind of yeah, I was listening to Izzy on Hotboxing. He's a likable guy. I don't know. Izzy's a good one. Colby, that's another one there, yeah, too. This is so great about this sport.
Wonderful.
Sonosi.
If Psy comes out with him Gangnam Style, he wins. 10 years since that song came out.
Oh, God.
Let's go zombie.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for Zombie big time. No disrespect to Sean Hart. No disrespect. And I'm gonna pick Volkanovski. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my Australian friends in the chat. I just, for some reason, I never was able to find myself to latch on to Alexander. Even though he beat Ortega, you know, I like Volkanovski. Ortega's a guy I could never get on. So I guess I kind of lean towards Volkanovski in that fight. But I don't know. It's just I never really can get completely on board. You hate O'Malley. No, I know. Let me just make this clear. I don't hate anybody. I've thrown some shade at fighters. Hate's a little severe, yeah. So if I said hate, it's not what I'm going with here. I don't hate anybody. Just I don't know. I can't relate to, I guess. I don't know. Well, good. Volkanovski will win anyway. Yeah, he will. Whether I'm a fan or not, he's going to win. I think. Hope not, but I think. I hate Masvidal. I don't. I met him. I don't hate Masvidal in any way. It's weird. I don't hate anyone. Let me think. Hold on. There was someone out there that drove me nuts. Like Molly McCann somehow drives me nuts. She seems like a complete sweetheart. I don't know why. I didn't like Khabib years back, but I like him a lot, says Anthony. Yeah, in the beginning I wasn't a big Khabib fan, but when he was defending those belts and smashing people, that guy's also, I did like his relationship with DC. That was fun to watch too. Don't like is not hate John Jones. There was a time where I couldn't stand John Jones because I was a big Cormier fan. So, hence when he came on. But I wasn't the big John Jones fan, and he kind of turned around for me. And now he's done some pretty shitty things, so it's weird. But I don't know. It's weird. I don't like despise him as much as I did before. I don't know why. It's weird. Maybe I went too far overboard. I don't know. Molly is fun as hell to watch. Knockout of the year. I mean, that elbow was impressive. I can't shit on that at all. I just don't know. She seems like that annoying drunk girl at the bar. It's like, shut up. And it sucks because she's probably a super sweetheart. But I don't know. I just like when I hear her talk, I just want to leave. The Sugar Show is over. I did shit on the Sugar Show. I did. I don't remember my exact words. But here's what I do remember. I remember saying that I think Sean O'Malley is severely overrated. And you know what? It still could possibly be true with Sean. You put him in there with Merab. See, here's the thing. Sean O'Malley's exciting. He is. I can't. He is an exciting fighter. The guy looks for the finish. And I love that. I love that in a fighter. Matt Frevola like that. Like, I love that. I love a fighter going in there saying, I'm going to put their lights out. Whether I'm going to submit them or I'm going to fucking knock their head off. I love that shit. Guys that just point and go to the Chukagians of the world, no thank you. I'm good. But with Sean O'Malley, there are guys like Merab that the UFC is going to keep him far away from. Because Merab will mutilate him. He will mutilate Sean O'Malley. So there's the problem. Hey, Jess, how you doing? I think he's overrated until he beats some of the top 10. That's everyone. It doesn't always have to be negative. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay. And I get it. Some people need a lot of... Here's the thing, because you don't want to sound stupid, right? Especially, like, me personally, I should be trending... Like, I should... Shredding lightly. Is that the term? I can't think tonight, by the way. I don't know what's wrong with me. Treading lightly? Is that what's the term?
Tread lightly?
Tread lightly. I should be treading lightly. Does that even make sense or no?
You should tread lightly.
I should tread lightly. I should be careful here on the show because I am in a position where anything that I can say, you can just go back, clip, and throw it right back in my face. It's there. It's there on the internet. So I got to be careful. But I like making bold predictions. I like sniffing out the hype train before it just goes overboard. And when Khamzat was 2 fights ago, I was like, I'm on it. I'm on Khamzat's train. And it's risky. It's a gamble. I don't jump on everyone's hype train. I like Paddy Pimblett, not on the train. I'm not saying this guy's going to beat everybody. There's no way. There's too many holes. Okay. We're speaking about a lot tonight. By the way, did you hear any of Frevola? Did you catch any of that?
Some of it I did, but Ellie is at the phase where you need to give her your full undivided attention. So it was a little difficult to catch some of it.
Okay. Great guy. Another great guy over there calling out Paddy Pimblett. If you missed it, run it back. Let us know what you think. But what do you think about that fight? Paddy Pimblett versus
I like
Frevola?
it. Yeah, I'm actually kind of getting into the Paddy Pimblett thing. So, and I didn't think I would. I didn't think I'd buy into it. I still don't think that he's like the greatest out there like some people are making him out to be, but I am kind of getting into like the whole hype around him a little bit. So, I think anyone against Paddy Pimblett is fun. He's
fun. Yeah, Paddy is fun. I'll give you that. Talking about, I'll roll through this. We'll go to the Khamzat versus Burns right now, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that. I'm going to savor that because everyone loves talking about that fight. Let's start from the top over here. Alexander Volkanovski. We're talking about the big 3 on this card. Volkanovski, Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, okay? What do you think about this fight? Who are you rooting for and who do you think's going to win?
I'm rooting for Korean Zombie because wouldn't that be epic if Zombie beats Volkanovski? That would be something, wouldn't it? But I think Volkanovski's going to get the win on that one. I think it's pretty easy to
think
tell.
It's easy?
Yeah.
All right. Aljamain Sterling now. We heard what Frevola had to say about it. I don't know if you heard that part. But Frevola's pretty confident. Now that they're teammates, so of course he's going to be, going. But he does see Aljo in the gym and how hard he's training for this fight.
Jan's going to take this one home.
Okay.
Just like he was going to take it home the first time around. And honestly, I don't care if Sterling feels disrespected or not. That's just the way it is. Jan, I know you were treading lightly with Aljamain Sterling a little bit there, but I don't think he's going to win this fight. I don't.
I did say to Matt, though, I did say that the problem people are having is he was making a million excuses.
Yes.
And then he decided to go full heel. He should have went full heel from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big mistake. But if you look at his pictures here.
Onion Sterling.
Mr. Onions. Think about it. This guy over here, this could be a different fighter if he's healthy. No neck problems, nothing going on. Doesn't eat the pancakes before the fight. Remember that was the thing that he was talking about? That was a weird excuse. I had these pancakes before the fight. Like, what? I'm sure he's not going to do any of that stuff. I'm sure the game plan is going to be completely different. You got to wonder, maybe this is a different Aljo. I mean,
don't
he
think so.
he choked Sandhagen the fuck out in the first round.
Yeah, that's not happening with Jan.
He choked him the fuck out.
Jan and Sandhagen are two completely different fighters.
I understand, but I mean, if we're playing MMA math here, think about what Jan did with Sandhagen. Now, Jan won that fight, but it was close.
I don't think that's happening.
Aljo has the ability to shock the world. He does. You don't think in any chance?
Oh, yeah, to shock the world he does. Yeah, he could shut everyone up with this fight. He could prove everyone wrong and stick everyone's foot in their mouths. You know, like, he has that opportunity here. Do I think it's going to happen? No.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Yes, I'm trying to say. But, you know, there is a part of me, though, that would like to see him get the job done. There is a part of me, because I like a good villain. And Aljo is clearly the villain now. Even though Petr Yan has, you know, all the makings of being the villain, like Frevola said, Aljo, he's leaned into it. If he wins this fight, that FU that he can give back to the internet and the whole deal, and it's going to drive people nuts. But it's actually kind of cool. It would be cool to see, no?
Yeah.
You're not an Aljo fan in any way, right? You were done.
Listen, I respect the dude, and I respect what he does, and you know, I think he's an excellent fighter, and he's showed up to a lot of his fights looking fantastic. I'm not like big on the train, you know, like.
Okay. Is it because he won't come back on the show? Is that why?
No, Moss, it's because he smells like onions.
He doesn't smell it. By the way, guys, if you're jumping in, that is not true. We've smelled him a couple
come on,
times.
Anyone who actually believes that, Moss, come on, you don't have to.
Some people take everything you say serious.
It's not true.
They're gonna, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna clip you saying how Aljo smells like onions, and then send it to him.
That would be freaking hilarious.
And then you're done, Zoe, Jesse. He'll never come on. Oh, he doesn't come on the show anymore. All right, I want to know in the chat how many people are actually rooting for Aljo.
Did you tell them about Ellie with her little fingers?
Yes.
I just saw Sober Carl ask, how's Ellie's fingers?
Well, if he said that, yes. Unless he could read minds.
It's funny.
Yeah. How many people are actually rooting for Aljo? Drop ones in the chat if you're rooting for him. West Coast. Look at that. Nobody. So far, one person. Philip V. All right, I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to poll in here because people are like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to out myself. I'll be publicly shamed. Are you rooting? I got to put this in a better spot for Alja.
Yeah, she's good, Sober Carl. She's good. She's a champ. She gets herself stuck in these weird situations, but she's always fine afterward.
I'm betting Aljo plus 350. MMA locker room. Good luck, man. I hope you win. That'd be awesome. All right, I'm curious. I'm going to leave that in the chat. We're going to move on to Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns. Okay, I gave my opinion. I went on this whole epic rant on how I think Khamzat's the next best thing since sliced bread. This guy is the guy. He is a legend. Like, all right, let me ask you this, because I know you're not as on board as I am. But have you ever seen oh, you haven't been watching. You haven't seen his media scrub today, right?
I have not.
So this question's not going to work.
I am out of the loop right now, Moss.
Okay. Well, the press conference is tomorrow, so hopefully we can get that into your ears. But all right. So yeah, then this won't work because you're still on old opinion on Khamzat. Has anything changed?
No.
Yeah. I want you to. All right. So after the stream, do me a favor. The baby's in bed, and this way tomorrow you'll be a little bit more fresh with it. I want you to watch this media scrum.
Okay.
I have never seen a fighter in the UFC as confident as Khamzat is. And I believe everything he's fucking saying here. Now, I know you're a Gilbert. You picked Gilbert to beat Kamaru, didn't you? You did, actually.
No, I picked Usman to win. I said that I think Gilbert stands a chance. I think that Gilbert, you know, could prove people wrong. But I did pick Usman.
I am almost positive you picked Burns.
I'm, like, almost positive I picked Usman. But I'll double check for you.
I think you picked Burns because I know you're a fan of Burns. You've picked him in a bunch of fights.
I do remember, you know, lobbying for Burns.
Yeah,
but
you're going hard with Burns.
I think I picked Usman in that fight. But I'll check.
Yeah, double check. Anyone knows? We need Michael Anzalone right now. But anyway, yeah, because I know it's like Gaethje, it's like Khabib.
Yeah, I like Burns.
You always pick Burns for some fucking reason.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
All right, I got to say what Jesse picked. Because I remember there was one fight where you actually went against Kamaru. I was like, what?
No. I don't think I've ever gone against Kamaru Usman.
All right, let's see.
Okay, so let's see. What was that event?
It's only, there it is.
What is this? UFC 258. Okay, let me go to
Let's see what Jesse picked.
258 picks here.
I thought she picked Burns.
Let's see.
I'm usually good with this, but I could be wrong.
Events. What was that? This year or last year? That was this year, right?
No.
No, that was last year?
I think it was last year.
258, 7, 8. Here it is.
Okay. Drum roll.
I picked. Where do I see my picks?
Oh, you gotta find your name. Oh, that's gonna take forever.
No, it's okay. I'll find it.
So Jesse's going through all the lists. There's like 600 people in here. So
I have a pretty.
here's Mystic Moss. You can click on mine. See, I actually did good in that event. All right, so Jesse's scrolling through to find her. Imagine she didn't make a picks for that event. Oh, there you go. Queen Moss. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. Drum roll in the chat.
Oh wait, I thought you said you have to click your name.
I don't know. What's on the side over there? This is picks or
Where?
Why don't we just go back to the stream?
No, it should be right here. It should tell me who I picked.
Well, you didn't do very good.
You're
pretty far down.
Or what if I just click the card? Oh, I think if I go to the card.
Okay, it's gonna take some time.
Hold
They all got the drums go. By the way, I was playing the drum. If Phil Starr's in the chat, I was playing on the drum a little bit.
Here we go. I picked Burns. I did pick Burns. Good job, Ma. Good job.
My memory's not great, but stupid things like that I remember. So you picked Gilbert Burns over Kamaru Usman.
Yeah,
and
by
now
submission, no less.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna pick. You picked against Kamaru.
I know that was a mistake.
And now you're picking Burns.
Let's be realistic though. Kamaru Usman is light years better than Khamzat Chimaev, in my humble opinion. I know some people think Khamzat Chimaev is going to be the kryptonite to Usman. I don't think so. So, would I still pick Burns against Khamzat? Absolutely. I would do it.
Who would you pick, Burns or Colby?
Against who?
Burns or Colby?
Oh, fighting each other? Burns is going to knock out Colby.
So there you go. She'll pick anybody. She'll pick Burns versus Leon Edwards.
Burns for sure. But Burns is like, I mean, that's not really fair, because Burns' ground game is fantastic. It's superb, and Leon Edwards' ground game is great too. But I mean, I don't think that there's really like, and Burns is heavier too.
Burns versus you saw what he did to Wonder Boy, which was pretty good. I mean, he nullified Wonder Boy. Boring, but yeah. Not boring. Trying to think of who else. Anyway, so you pick Burns over everybody.
Yeah, I'm biased.
So Khamzat Chimaev, yes, he's not one of the top guys when it comes to his resume.
I don't buy into the whole Khamzat thing. Like, I don't know, he's great, and I'm sure he'll make his way up, but someone's gonna fucking knock his ass down. I know it. Maybe it will be Burns.
Well, let me just say this. Saturday's gonna be very easy for me. Khamzat Chimaev will ragdoll Burns. Ragdoll him.
What will you give me if I'm right about Burns?
$100. Even though we share the same account.
I was gonna say, I don't. Does that? No, not money. What do you give me of value?
I'll let you interview next week. We have 2 interviews.
No, it's not value. Give me like substance, Moss.
You don't want to do.
If I'm right about Burns.
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, you name it, I'll take it.
Okay.
Khamzat's gonna win. Khamzat's gonna win.
I want you to treat me to.
All right, here we go. Brewster asks, how does he win? How does he win?
Against Khamzat?
Yeah. How?
That's a good question. Maybe it goes to decision. You never know. Maybe he outpoints him.
That's what I was saying before. I said if points. I mean, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't see him submitting Khamzat.
He can strike. Burns can strike.
Yeah, he can strike.
Yeah, so maybe he outpoints him to a decision. Maybe he goes the distance.
A decision on the as a prop bet, if you're a Burns delusional fan, not terrible, I guess. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't even play devil's advocate on this one. I just don't see it at all. Khamzat the Wolf is gonna go. They're gonna let a wolf.
I think I'm gonna be right, Moss.
You weren't right about Usman.
But Usman is better than Khamzat.
Chat.
It's not the same.
Anthony!
As usual, thank you both for what you do.
Aw.
I'm hoping Korean Zombie, Burns, and Yan all win. But all I really want is Conor to hurry and come back FFS. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Come on. Conor is really, it's kind of nuts, man. Conor is really going hard with this triple champion thing, and he's like, he's not letting up. Maybe he skips the line. I don't know. Let me ask you, Anthony, would you want to see him fight Usman? Would you, if Usman's even in place of a champion at the time? I think Khamzat's going to be champ by the end of the year.
I don't think so. No. Someone's going to knock him down.
I think he will. The only way he won't be champ by the end of the year is...
So you're saying you think he beats Usman?
Yes. Oh, I know he beats Usman.
Really?
I know it. Listen,
I never go against Usman.
I never go against Usman, but I'm telling you right now, Khamzat Chimaev scares the living shit out of me.
Khamzat is no Khabib.
What do you think about this? Usman helping out Gilbert Burns to fight Khamzat Chimaev. Why do you think he's doing that?
Usman is helping him?
Yes. Supposedly. Allegedly.
With ground game?
He's helping him. Well, he's injured, but I guess he's giving him some pointers during the camp. Why do you think Usman's doing that?
Well, I would be asking Usman for help too.
But why, though? Why do you think Usman's doing that?
You know,
he's
that's
being
a silly
nice
question.
Guy?
You know why. Everyone knows why. It gives him the advantage.
Yes. That's right.
But what is that? That
you don't think that Usman is like, please, Gilbert, do the dirty work, take this guy out so we don't have to deal with him?
If Usman can coach Gilbert Burns against Khamzat,
Usman would help.
Usman is pretty confident in his ability against Khamzat.
Let me just tell you this. If Colby Covington was going to fight Khamzat Chimaev, mark my words, Kamaru Usman would go over to MMA Masters and be like, Colby, let me help you out, buddy.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
No, I don't think so.
Who do you think Usman would want to fight again? Would want to fight Colby again or Khamzat Chimaev? Who would Usman want to fight?
I don't think Usman's scared of. Are you suggesting he's scared of him?
Not scared. Smart. I don't think any of these fighters are scared. Unless Habib.
But what you're suggesting is that he's trying to help Khamzat's opponent so that the opponent wins so that it's an easier fight for Usman.
What?
You're suggesting that he's helping Khamzat's opponent so that the opponent wins, so it's an easier fight down the road for Usman. So he's not having to fight Khamzat, he has to fight.
Exactly.
But that's scared.
What does Usman, besides a paycheck, because Khamzat, I believe, if Khamzat fought Usman, it'd be a pretty massive card. Like, if that happened, all eyes would be on that fight, right? So when you're looking at the wallet, it's going to get nice and fat. There's going to be pay-per-view buys, the whole deal, right? But the downside is Khamzat Chimaev, if you lose to Khamzat, you lost to a guy with, what, 11 fights? 11 pro fights, and how many in the UFC? He just beat Gilbert Burns. Like, I mean, like, think about it. Like, it's not like Khamzat Chimaev beat the best of the best. You lose to Khamzat, it doesn't look very good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this a way different way than you are. I just don't think that that's what's going through Usman's head.
I think Usman, there's no upside unless he wants to make his pocket fat, but he's going to lose his belt.
First of all, I don't think. I mean, it's kind of an irrelevant conversation because we clearly see it two different ways. But I don't think. I don't even think Usman will lose to Khamzat.
Why do you think Usman's talking about boxing? Why do you think Usman? First of all,
everybody's talking about boxing.
At 30-something, was he mid-30s?
Well,
how old is Usman?
What more does Usman have to accomplish here?
Well, technically nothing.
Exactly.
Right?
So why can't you talk about boxing?
But so that's what I'm saying. If he has nothing to prove, why the fuck fight Khamzat? Why? If you have nothing to prove, why put yourself in that position?
Well, that's why he's going to boxing. Plain and simple.
That's why he's going to boxing?
If he doesn't have to prove himself with Khamzat, go to boxing.
If he doesn't have anything to prove in the UFC, that's why he doesn't want to fight Khamzat. It's the perfect reason. It's the perfect reason.
No, it's not.
There's no reason to fight him.
Oh, God.
No reason at all. I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying Usman's scared. If I was trolling, I'd be like, hey, shook, this and that. I don't think any of these fighters are really scared. Some, like, Ali Quinta was genuinely scared of Habib. He mentioned it on Ariel. He said, I don't want to fight that guy. And the next thing you know, he's fighting him. You know what I'm saying? So some guys will admit to being a little nervous or, you know. I don't think Usman's scared. I think Usman's realistic to the fact that it's a very losable fight.
Well, listen, I think even Usman goes into fights, even if he knows, even if he goes into it confidently that he's going to beat his opponent, there's always that side of them that thinks that it's a losable fight. I don't think that's really a good argument. Like,
well, if you're gonna
he could go into a fight with Burns thinking, oh, this could be a losable fight for me.
But at least you're losing to a guy that worked his way up the rankings. You know what I'm saying? At least.
So if Khamzat jumped you're saying that Khamzat didn't do enough?
My man skipped the line. Just because he took a couple of early, like short notice fights, You know, think about it.
So
He
what do
skipped
you
the
want?
line.
You want Khamzat to have more fights before he fights
No,
Usman?
I want Khamzat to smash everybody. I want Khamzat to beat everyone, get the 170, go up, beat the shit out of Izzy, take that fucking belt too. Maybe go up to light heavyweight, take that shit too. I don't know. I want Khamzat to beat everybody because I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. He's got 10 pro fights. Khamzat Chimaev, Boers, has 10 pro fights. Jing Liang Li, he picked the man up, brought him over to Dana White's side and says, hey, when you're ready, I have something to say. I got to show you something here. Gerald Mearshart took his soul at middleweight. Okay, so those are the two guys that are kind of names. They're not fucking champions. They're not even gatekeepers, to be honest with you. But at least they're kind of names. And then before that, a lot of...
Who the fuck is that guy?
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 UFC fights. That's it. He's one fight away from fighting for a belt.
We've seen weirder shit. I mean, look at what they... Well, I guess Darren Till's not really a good example because he's not even there anymore. But when they tried to boost him up quick and then he fell out. So maybe Khamzat has the same fate. Maybe they're going to boost him up so quick that it's going to be, you know, it's ultimately going to be his demise.
I don't know, man. This guy... All right, so I didn't watch the embedded yet, and I'll probably do that after the stream. But I urge you, watch that media scrum and listen to Khamzat Chimaev talk about Gilbert Burns. If I was Gilbert Burns, I'd be shitting myself. Like, I would be terrified. I would be terrified, and I know none of these fighters are truly scared.
I don't think you give Gilbert Burns enough credit. Listen, I can't say how the guy's gonna win. I don't know. I can't predict the future, but I do have this feeling that maybe he's gonna pull something out that we didn't really expect. That's always a possibility in any fight, right? So I guess it's the same kind of like feeling going into Burns Khamzat. Khamzat is such a hype train. Everyone is just kind of like pushing him up super quick. And maybe he is going to have the fate of Darren Till where he gets pushed up so quick that it ends up being, you know, worse for him than better.
So here's what I want to ask you. When Izzy was in the earlier stages and you're like, this guy's going to be a champion, and you were yelling and screaming that, what did you see in Izzy that you don't see in Khamzat?
That's not the same. Like, I don't see that in Khamzat. I don't know what it was I saw in Izzy, honestly. It's just like, you know, like you got that feeling with Conor? You just got that feeling. Like, you just knew. That's what it was with Izzy. Like, I just, like, the moment he was introduced to the UFC game and stuff, I was just like, it was just kind of like you just knew. You know, you see something in them, you see it in their character, you see it in their fighting, you see it in their style, how they're different from everyone else in the division, and they stand out in certain ways. Like, all of that is the perfect recipe for a champion.
Okay.
I don't think Khamzat has that.
You don't think this guy's swag? I mean, I'm talking about...
I think he's too much like Khabib, honestly.
Too much like... He did steal a little Khabib there, but it's not all Khabib.
I don't think he has enough... like individuality as a character and as a fighter to be like, yes, this guy's gonna be champ. Now, can he be a champ? Absolutely. He has all the potential, but I don't look at him and be like, this guy's gonna be a champ.
Okay,
that just doesn't go through my head.
We're gonna go to the rankings. Okay. There's gonna be a common thing here. Okay. Now, let me just throw this out there. Okay. Kamaru Usman. What is his bread and butter, if you really think about it?
Ground game, I would say.
Yeah.
But his striking has improved so significantly that you could say he's well-rounded.
Yeah, as these guys become the real super champions, they start just getting better and better as they defend the belts, and Kamaru Usman is doing that, and that's why he's the pound for pound. Like, Kamaru looks great. He does. Davison, all right, so Figueiredo, I'm going to put him aside now, so that's one I'm going to put aside. Aljamain Sterling, I know he won the belts in a fucking shitty way, but
such a tired conversation.
If you think about it, what is his... I mean, the guy could outpoint other fighters, but all in all, he's a ground guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's a grappler. This guy's a very good wrestler. His jiu-jitsu is good as well, right? So you got two guys there. Volkanovski's another hybrid, really. I mean, he's good on the ground. He's good everywhere.
You can't say he's a ground guy, though.
Volkanovski and Figueiredo, I would say, are good hybrids over there, right? Charlie Olives, ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Israel Adesanya.
Feet.
Striker. Okay. Glover Teixeira.
Ground.
Feet. But how did he win his last fight?
Ground. But that was, in fairness, we all did not expect that.
Grappling. He went to grappling.
But think about who he had in his corner in his last fight. He had Kamaru Usman.
But think about this, Jess.
No, you think about this. Gilbert Burns has Kamaru Usman in his corner.
Think about this.
Francis Ngannou had Kamaru Usman and beat.
Can I finish the point?
And beat his opponent in a way that nobody thought he would.
Can I finish the point? What is a better path to a championship? Striking or grappling?
Of course, grappling. We all know that.
Yes.
It's like the general rule as being an MMA fan is ground game gets you to the top.
So when you see a guy that is just grabbing human beings and just putting them wherever the fuck they want, not even getting punched, placing them down
he'll get
and
punched.
just finishing them. This is not Habib's way up. My man was laying on people.
You gotta think about this too. Khamzat Chimaev, how many times has he been punched? There was like a record, right? Like he's only been hit
like once or twice
in like his last whatever fights in the UFC.
It's either 1 or 2 times.
But you gotta think about it this way: he hasn't been hit. So how do we know the guy has a freaking chin? What if he gets clipped by the right guy in the right way, and this guy just goes tumbling down? We don't know.
Yeah, where's the evidence?
We're just banking on the fact that he's not going to get hit.
Because we've seen him hit before the UFC.
No, you've seen him hit
right?
like once. You've seen him hit
before the UFC.
By who?
Yes, he's gone. He's
by
actually
heavy
gone,
strikers.
Well, not UFC talent, but
there
regardless, we've seen him hit.
I rest my case.
He's been hit.
All I'm saying is that I don't think that Burns is being given enough credit. I completely understand the hype around Khamzat. I get it. Like, does he have the material to be a champion? Maybe. Not in my opinion, but maybe. But I think people are going way too high on this guy, and I think Burns does have a chance against him.
Did Burns not fight at 155?
Did he fight at 155?
Did he not get knocked out by Dan Hooker?
It's a completely different weight class you're talking
lower
about.
weight class.
So?
Okay. Khamzat Chimaev should be a middleweight.
And?
The guy is massive. He's a massive grappler.
Wait a minute. Now you're okay. Listen.
Think about it.
I don't care what his size is. We already know he's a great
big part.
grappler. We already said that we compared him to Khabib.
If you're a striker, size, I can say, all right, we can throw it out the window. Maybe reach helps a little bit, but it's not the same thing. If you're a grappler and you have a massive size advantage.
You don't give Burns enough credit, man.
He gets, you know how much credit he gets? 0. 0.0 credit. Khamzat Chimaev will throw Burns around that cage like a fucking dog with a chew toy, like a little squeaky chew toy. Like just shaking him around. He's gonna rattle him all over that thing. Burns is his head's gonna be swiveling around.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell's going on.
I disagree.
He's gonna shake his brains out of his ears.
I might even. What's the underdog on my bookie for Burns?
Don't even think about placing that bet.
I'll look since you won't.
I did. I showed it.
What is it?
It's severe. There's all the props, by the way.
Let's see.
Trying to help you guys out.
You don't need to help anybody, Moss.
Trying to help people out. Jesse's just trying to make you lose money. I'm trying to make you win some.
But what if I'm right? And that's what's going through your head.
You picked Burns over Kamaru Usman. Your opinion is irrelevant.
Is better than Khamzat, so it's not irrelevant. You're comparing a fight.
We've had this argument.
In an opponent that is arguably better than who he's going to fight now.
We've had this argument with Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns.
Go.
Same
Burns
fucking
is
argument.
a plus 380. So let's see. If you were to put, say, $100. I'm sorry, he's a plus 390 now.
Yeah.
$390.
Yeah. So if you want to lose $100, gotta do that.
Okay.
Don't place the bet, you nut job. It's not on that screen. Don't do it. Seriously, don't do it.
Can I do 25?
No. No. You gave up.
Wait.
Jess.
I gave it up for a week, by the way.
Oh my God.
Let me see something.
Oh my God. Do not, kids at home, do not do what Jesse is doing.
Oh, stop
do not
it.
do. This girl is literally just gambling. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the rest of the fights. I want to see something.
Oh my God, she's out of her mind. This is a manic episode we're seeing right now. This is a mental breakdown.
You're so silly,
guys. Jesus, this is delusional.
Oh, stop it! You're so dramatic.
Be honest though, but all honesty, like you think Burns is gonna win. Do you legit, be honest, do you legit think it's a good fight to bet on? If someone were to say to you, listen, I want to bet on an underdog, I want to win some money. What if you, heart of hearts, would you say go ahead and make that bet?
I wouldn't tell someone else to do it. I would do it.
Okay, but I'm saying to you, because here's the thing.
I would never tell someone else to do it because I don't want to be liable for, unless it was like guaranteed, I wouldn't tell them.
If I'm really believing in my gut, I would say yes, put your money on that.
But here's
fighter.
the thing.
Yes, 100%.
I did say Khamzat can beat Burns. I get it.
You have limited evidence, right? Think about this.
You're right.
Your
And
argument,
that's why I wouldn't tell someone else to put money on.
So, but what I'm saying for you, though, right? Khamzat Chimaev is giving you limited evidence to work with. You don't think he's a champion, but there's always that possibility.
But he can be a champion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why in the world would you ever even think about putting money on a fight when there's too many what ifs? Makes no sense.
Burns can be a champion.
Burns could be a champion.
Sure.
With Kamaru Usman there.
Sure. Did he get knocked out by Usman in the last fight?
Yeah, he got finished.
Yeah. All right, here we go. If I were to put...
Don't gamble, kids. Don't do
Mickey
it.
Gall is an under?
Okay, we're making bets Friday.
I know. I just want to see something.
This? All right,
Relax.
put it on that screen so they can see what you're doing because they're just staring at us.
Okay, if I were to do Mickey Gall...
Oh, my God.
Gilbert Burns, and I need an over. Mackenzie Dern, I mean, but that's -1. It's not even worth it to put money on Mackenzie Dern.
Just sleep deprived.
I'll take it back. Oh, but Petr Jan's a +5 or -500. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing here.
So if I'm just trying to think, if I had 2 unders and an over to make the bet make more sense, right? Instead of just putting money on Gilbert Burns.
Don't even put him in there. Don't put Gilbert Burns
anywhere. You have to put Gilbert Burns in there.
No, you don't. Are you nuts?
It's the whole
Jess
point
has
of the
nothing to
parlay.
lose and everything to gain. If Burns loses, no biggie. If he wins, we get the IZZY reaction 2.0. Everyone was shitting on me. I fucking told you guys. GRRRRR.
Oh,
Drop
God.
it, Tom. Don't expose my secrets over here. Come on.
I'm going to give you this is exactly what's going to happen Saturday night. That's what you're going to do. Your mouth is going to drop open. You're going to touch your face. She is not going
I'm
to
always
say...
touching my face.
She is not going to say a word. Mark my words. This is going to happen. As Khamzat is ragdolling Gilbert Burns, she's going to be like, how is this happening? She's going to be like... That's what's going to happen. I can clip that and put it next to her reaction.
Side by
There is
side.
not going to be a word coming out of her mouth.
That's not true. That's not true.
You're going to be silent. I'm
Not
telling
true,
you.
Moss.
If you do want to place a Gilbert Burns bet, not on my watch. Do it while I'm sleeping.
I'll do a gaming stream or something by myself, and when you're watching the baby, I'll slip onto my bookie and make the bet.
This feels like a Jorge Masvidal situation all over again. It feels like it again. But here's the weird part about
because
it.
not everyone was on Jorge Masvidal. Are you talking about which fight are you talking about?
I think a lot of people are betting on Burns. I think not
I
everybody.
don't think so.
But I think people see those odds and like, you know what? I fucking can't stand Khamzat. This one over here.
No way.
I think a lot of people are like that.
I never said I couldn't stand Khamzat.
You do not want to see him win.
That's not true. That's not true at all. It's just if he wins, it's not like, oh yeah, Khamzat. Like I don't give a shit.
Okay, but let's be serious here. You're afraid that Khamzat's going to completely overshadow Khabib. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Because as soon as Khamzat came in the game, you're just not into it.
I don't know. I don't care about that. Honestly, anything about Khabib, I could give two shits because Khabib made his mark, and he left. So I don't give a shit. I think it's more of like, I'm not big on like big hype trains when I don't see, like, I don't have the same vision,
Look into this man's eyes, Jesse. Look into this man's eyes. This man is telling you something here. Look at that cleft lip. Look at that lip.
He's a
that
phony.
man's been through some shit. Okay?
He's like
Look at his
a
ears.
breed between Conor and Khabib.
This guy over here, the only way this guy loses is because he's fucking Darren Till. That's what I said earlier, and I stand by that. If Khamzat loses this fight, it's all because the sexual chemistry of him and Darren Till. Darren Till's the curse. And they need to break up immediately after that, if that's the case.
Did you add a wig on Matt Frevola's head?
No. It's not a wig.
Is that his hair?
That's his hair. Yeah, you don't like it? Well, what do you think about his hair?
Did you add the wig?
Well, what's wrong with his hair? You don't like it? I didn't lay at that. What? That's his hair. He grew it out.
That's not his hair.
Yeah, it is. He came on without a beard, too. I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. We could talk about this all night. This is what makes the show interesting, though. We have two sides right now. Team Khamzat, Team Burns. You're going to want to tune in Saturday as we react to the fights. Hit the notification bell. And if you haven't hit the like button over here, you're useless to us. Okay. What we'll just brush through the rest of the card because I know you were checking out other things. I know we're going a little late, but it's okay. I didn't eat dinner. I should eat some dinner.
Yeah, and I do have to get some work done before.
All right. Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. I tell you what, for a chick fight, I know people shit on chick fights. I like it.
Well, we know who's going to win, though.
Okay, who?
Dern. Let's be real.
Why are you so confident about this?
She wins every time.
Yeah, she lost her last fight.
Come on.
What do you mean?
Do you think Tisha Torres wins against Mackenzie Dern?
Yes.
What?
I do.
No way.
But Mackenzie Dern, she was exposed in the last fight.
Oh, God.
She was.
To what?
She is beatable.
I don't even remember her last fight.
She's just a pretty ass.
That's true.
She's a pretty ass and pretty tits. That's it. That's all she got going. Listen, she is tough, but Tisha Torres is the type of girl. She's on a 3-fight win streak now. She beat Angela Hill. She beat Sam Hughes. She beat Fortino. By the way, the Angela Hill fight, I don't know. I guess. This is a really good fight. I am not completely saying that Torres is going to win this thing, but right now I'm leaning towards Torres, yes. I am leaning towards the tiny tomato can. As long as there's no belt on the line, she's a problem. So you're saying Mackenzie all day?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay. All right, so she didn't even think about it. She's like, yeah. Vince Pitchell versus Mark Madsen. Good fight. Ian Gary versus Darian Weeks. The return of the Herp. Back in business. 8-0. The man who says, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over. Brought it back into the octagon, making another appearance. I'm curious to see, how he does this one. He got the finish in his last fight. And Darian Weeks got the loss in his last fight. Brian Barberena 3 months ago. So, Ian Gary, you excited to see the return of Ian?
Sure.
Okay. I don't think you're on his train either, right?
No.
How about Biggie Boy dropping tremendously here? You got Ian Gary ahead of him? Is that true? Biggie Boy was like fighting for belts and shit like that. He was like right up in the mix. Now he's fighting Tabor.
I love Rosenstrike. I'm going to go Rosenstrike on that one.
It's a good fight.
Yeah.
Marcin Tybura, who is on a beautiful run, and then bang, runs into Volkov. Volkov kind of got a little exposed in his last fight. And now you got Biggie Boy, who's been win-loss, win-loss. Biggie Boy lost to Curtis Blades, which kind of aged pretty well. Curtis looks like he's hitting his stride. He looks good. Okay, that's a good fight, good scrap. Another good chick fight, by the way. This is 2 decent chick fights. Aspen Ladd versus Rocky.
Yeah, I love this one, actually. It's tough, too, because we've seen, the worst of the worst with Rocky, and we've seen the best of the best. But I'm still going to go Rocky on this one. I kind of want to go Ladd, but I'm going to go Rocky.
Okay. Rocky for the win. That's what Jess is saying. Then you got Mickey So Fine. He's so fine, he blew my mind. Versus Mike Mallet. The Mallet returning from the Contender Series. So his first actual fight in the UFC, as he came from CFFC, wins by submission, fighting the Mickey. Wow, welcome to the UFC. Enjoy Mickey Gall. Young Josh Brolin over here. Okay? What else we got here? We're going to be putting our actual picks in on Friday. You got our top 3, unless something changes with tomorrow's press conference. Anthony Hernandez versus Josh Frem. That should be a decent fight between the two. Another guy that came from the Contender Series, correct? Where is he? When did he come in? Yeah, there it is. The Jordan Wright fight. And then here he goes. He's been lost, win. Josh Friend. Hey, Friend. Came from LFA. No Contender Series, though. Why did I think he was in the Contender Series? Oh, I guess he wasn't. So he's coming off a 2-fight win streak. Okay. Whatever. Pierre Rodriguez versus Kay Hansen. Oh, Kay Hansen's that young chick that actually, was she like 21, right? She's 22 now. This girl over here coming off of a 2-fight losing streak. You got to think she needs a win. Fighting a Rodriguez or Rodriguez. How do you say her name, Jess?
I say Rodriguez.
Coming from the Contender Series. All right, so some youngsters. And then Julio Arce versus Daniel Santos. Okay, there we go. Not a bad card, though. Not a bad card. It progressively gets more and more interesting. I wish Burns and Khamzat was the main event, to be honest with you. But the 2 title fights have a lot of good storylines in it. That is your UFC 273 card. We'll be live again tomorrow for the press conference. Looks like it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, I think, but hit the notification bell.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be live again on, actually, you just said tomorrow, right? We're going to be live again tomorrow for the pre-fight press conference. So make sure you guys tune in there. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we're live. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Head Rush Apparel, Sheath Underwear, MyBookie.ag, UFC on ESPN Plus, and Undisputed Belts. Promo code MMA-Holes, that's MMA-HOLES for all of your discounts and all of your favorite products. Don't be an a-hole. Be.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, Chess. I just want to look at this poll here real quick. Are you rooting for Aljo? Ready for this? What's the numbers?
42-58.
In favor of what?
42 in favor of Aljo, 58 not in favor of Aljo.
So 58% of the community is not rooting for Aljo tomorrow. Interesting. Okay.
Don't be an AOB, an MMA hole.